Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into pub coins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here. Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Red Small make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is why here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. Billy Friedrich. Joe's one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Where?
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio, bizarre. There's a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday, January 30th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. We got a beauty card for us to attack today. Heavy basketball. We talked about it yesterday, how today would be focused on basketball. There is one hockey game that we'll get into. I made 3 bets on it, so we're not messing around on the one hockey game. Then we have college basketball. And every game we're going to talk about has either been bet or is very close to being bet. I have made 9 bets on the card here. Or is it? I think it's 9. It might be 8. It's 8. I've made 8 bets. I have 2 in the holster that I'm waiting on. And there's a couple more that I'm very interested in. Thank you guys for joining us. Then we have a massive NBA card. 2-3 last night in NBA. 2-1 with the bets that I felt like I had to make here during the show. The 2 editions failed to menace. But we're having a great NBA season. You know, it was a bad start in college basketball. We closed 4-2, which did, give me a little bit of hope. I was pretty stressed out last night, dude. Pretty stressed out, man. We have a great show for you. The return of new father. Wine Time Sports. Man, been a while since we capped with him. We also have great news. LJ from H-Town home and resting up. Scary 48 hours, man. But he said that he appreciates the love. And man, isn't there so much love for LJ in our crew? So LJ home, resting, and our love to him and Nadia. Nadia's by his side the whole time. So LJ is good and back. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. Look, the battle's real, and I'm ready to fight it again today, man. And while the action's coming in, I'll be capping tomorrow. And with the way NBA is going now, I'm going to start capping it every day. So the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'll be capping NBA as well. I've been kind of leaving that alone, knowing that my success is, derived from working with you guys in the chat and our guests on screen. But I need the money, and the profits are legitimate, and the sample size is enough right now. But 2 and 3 day yesterday. It's not. I'm excited to catch. I've only made one. I've actually made a bet in NBA. Usually I just do them all with you, but I did move on the Blazers +8. I don't know if Abdia will be in. I'm betting heavily that he's in. Well, not heavily, just regular unit, but I'm betting that he's in Friday night, Madison Square Garden. Yeah, your back's not going to hurt too much tonight. Shout out to all the cappers joining us. Let's copy and paste. We have Rez Mob cashing Illinois first half -6.5. Play today is Wright State first half. Respect play today from Rez. Steady mobbing. Get this all copied and pasted. We have Justin McKelvey stacks plays of the day here. Unfortunately, he can't cap with us on camera today, but we will certainly be going over his action here. Get this all copied and pasted. It's funny. The importance right now, bankrolls can only withstand so much, and the college basketball, squashing all the NFL profit. It's basically taking my NFL and NBA profit. And I did wake up ready to fight. Like, I didn't wake up wanting to crawl in a corner. I woke up ready to fight and deal with whatever consequences come my way. So I'm ready to attack. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Justin McKelvey action locked and loaded. We got Swaggy in the house. Swaggy Brooks was here. That's well done. Truth Teller in the house. Truth Teller running nice. There's our guy Billy Friedrich in the house. UL Monroe +11.5. Akron -11.5. Siena -8.5. Charlotte -6. And Wright State -2.5. Thank you for sharing that with us. Billy Friedrich. We've missed Billy Friedrich. I've missed him. God, I need him at Pubcoin. Some of you guys are going to start getting messages from me, man. Now, announcements. We have a huge event that may be happening now on Friday night at Palooza. I wonder if Jose is being told about this.
I have been, yes.
And do you believe that this will come to fruition?
I don't see why I wouldn't.
And what is the word on talking about it?
I haven't heard. I was told, or I told him to tell you to make sure that it's all good for our other events. So I mean, if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Well, I tell you, we're it looks like, and we will be talking about it a lot when it's like when all the the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. But it looks like on Friday night, the Southtown 101 during Palooza will be hosting a midget wrestling tour. There will be 3 fights. There will, 4 matches. And as we know that we have bookies now who will be in the bar. I know that wrestling is not always above board, so we're not sure exactly if we'll bet on it at this point. But the midget wrestling tour will be coming to the Southtown 101 on Friday night of Palooza. Now, this all just came in. This is all just being worked out over the last 24 hours. So I've got pictures. We've got promo, but we are going to wait until, everything's signed, and then we'll talk more about it. Steve G says, will there be tossing? Now, listen, this will be my first midget wrestling event. So, we'll all learn together here. Wine Time says males or females. Well, I can tell you by the pictures, males and females will be fighting. And yeah, Gorkle says both. So yes.
Wham has to be there now, right? We have to take a picture for Wham.
Well, I believe that this will inspire a few people to come to Palooza now. So midget wrestling tour on the Friday night. That's also, so there'll be the midget wrestling tour in the bar, and then in the back, of course, will be our poker tournament that will be starting. So it's going to be a wild setup. So again, we'll do the full promotion on the midget wrestling tour once everything is locked and loaded here. We have Billy, and so Billy Friedrich here. So let's go back. So the reason why I thought of Billy Friedrich, I thought of the midget wrestling for some reason is Billy's intro. I don't know why that took me to midget wrestling, but yes. The events at Palooza are building and growing. We need you guys there. Friday nights when I really throw one on, because my work's pretty much done. I'm done. So Friday night we get pretty intoxicated. Now, not too intoxicated that I can't win poker, even though it's been 3 years since I have. Last 2 years have been very disappointing. So I need to get that money. But Billy Friedrich's action's in UL Monroe, Akron, Siena, Charlotte, and Wright State from our guy, Billy Friedrich. And I miss the man. We have the Gorkle in the house. Michigan, Nevada, money line parlay for the Gorkle. The Nuke Worker is on Iona and the Spartans thus far. Let's move this over here and lock this in. We got Mandingo in the house. Morgan Spooner off a great night yesterday. Excellent work from the Spoon Dog. I did join the squad on UC Irvine. That helped. Getting the win in overtime helped. Would I have shown up here today? I would have, because I got the message about the midget wrestling. So that would have inspired me enough. Great to see all of you guys. Dougie Wise is on the Pelicanos. Free bands play of the day, the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's get this all copied and pasted. We got 9 Legacy in the house. He's on Providence. So there we go. Providence on the spread here for 9 Legacy. the Cavs that you're also on 9 legacy, I just don't understand. I thought the line should be bigger. It's moving towards Phoenix right now, and I'm just. But maybe it shouldn't. I mean, Phoenix playing good ball, but it feels like, Phoenix wins against a good basketball team without Booker because they get an outlier performance from Brooks. If they don't get the outlier performance, that they're not going to beat good teams. I'm interested in the spot. Very interested. Kent Davies here says, as soon as my plane lands, he's betting Blackhawks first period money line. I'm on that. Very bet. AOD in the house. Steve G ready to get to work. Spenny Penny Bombs. Crip Key says UCI hit. Spooner says my record going to look a lot better next week. I'm excited about your excellent night, my friend. We got T-Moss in the house. Says round 2 storm incoming tonight. There's Wine Time Sports in the house. Oh, Ken Davies, LJ got in a accident in his truck, in his work truck. And it was scary. But, no internal injuries, concussion, banged up. But, he was in the hospital for 48 hours. So they wanted to know he was good, and he's good. And we are very, very relieved. M. the Great in the house. Kelly McInnes, Ronnie Lofton, Lamont Williams. Great to see all you guys. Nicholas Handy, Sham, the dog catcher. Spencer Hicks says the Florida Panthers game was wild last night. Every single night, I'm losing these overtimes and shootouts. Every single night. It's just uncanny. If I hadn't cashed that Dallas one, I'm just barely holding on here. Kongs was with UC Irvine here. The Goracle says college basketball is where I feel best. Goracle, love to hear that. We want you more involved, so I'll be in touch with you about all of that. Billy Friedrich says, is Jose at a train station? That is a good question. No, I think he's at home. I think. Oh, geez, and then he fights back. Wow. Okay, didn't see that coming. Philly Eagle Fire on Lazio to win. Thank you guys all for joining us. Let's get to work here. Billy Friedrich had the Mammoth -1 last night. One of the worst beats he's had in a while. Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't. Kong's Clip says midget wrestling takes handicapping to a whole new meaning. Yeah, we need to know if it's scripted, obviously. Or they're just really going to attack each other and hurt each other. So we got to get information. We'll get that information. We will get that information. Spoon says drinking with the crew before and after is going to be lit. It's going to be wild. Los Chudy in the house. Great to see you, man. Great to see you. Lucky Lefty, ready to rock. So let's do exactly that here. And rock here. So, and AM, Sharks plus 160 money line. The Oilers come back from 3-0. The third was rough and lose no T. Yes. And also, I was so shook that there was no live bet from me on the Oilers. I was shook, man. I only made one live bet last night, cashed it. It was just, what was it again? Sorry, let me just go to my action. But there was lots of opportunities because my teams were doing bad. Let me go settle here. Yes, Charleston Southern plus 12.5. Pack of losers. All right. Let's roll here. Thank you guys for joining us. Goon Collector says Islanders run New York 4-0 this season versus the Rangers. Team is finished. Fade the Rangers all season. We're going to be filthy rich. Books are going to send Hitman to the Rangers' house. Yes, the Rangers are a fade. They did play with a little bit of heart last night, but I absolutely agree. Let's get to work. We start in the National Hockey League here, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Columbus Blue Jackets. Nasty Nate says 54 more. 54 more. And I'm not sure if Nate was here for the announcement. Were you here, Nate, for the announcement? There was a Pub Sports Radio announcement. Let me know if you heard it, because I think you might have just joined us. Maybe he missed that announcement, because it's sort of the announcement that I think that would interest Nasty Nate. I think he would be excited to hear about the. Okay, we have AM. Let me know if you heard the announcement. AM on the Blackhawks money line, the porous defense angle for our guy AM. Let's talk about the spot. Columbus Blue Jackets 25, 20 and 7, 11 and 12 and 3 on the road at the Chicago Blackhawks 21, 24, 9, 11, 13 and 5 at home at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. We have the Stacks play of the day number 2 in this one, and it is the Columbus Blue Jackets team total over 3.5, minus 115 for Justin McKelvey. The Blue Jackets team total over 3.5, plus 110, plus money stacks.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
My man Dwayne Sminsky in the house. Great to see you, Dwayne. Let's keep rolling here. So we have stacks in business. Let's talk about this spot because I've made 3 bets in this game. Dizzy on Chicago first period, Chicago money line, and game under 6.5. I'm very close to the way Dizzy's seeing this. Mandango says books begging you to take Columbus Blue Jackets money line. So let's roll. And Sham says I'm trying to live bet more between second guessing and not feeling very confident hinders my action. Any tips? Chat. I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for live action, and so I just have certain rules and I stick to them. And it's been very, very helpful. 8.5 is my number in NBA, but that's usually on a favorite or close to favorite. If we're talking a dog, I want 12.5. 12.5 is my go-to. It has to be double digits at a minimum for me to move. And then it's very easy when you have the 75, 80 point first quarter or second quarter to live bet an under in NBA basketball. And then in NHL, I bet a lot of favorites, and I bet them on the -1 line. As soon as they go down 1 goal, I bet them immediately live. And I only bet them once. I never bet them a second time. So it does kind of hinder some of the big scores, like in that Wild Blackhawks game. I only bet the Wild when they were down 1-0. I got -115 because they were big favorites. Well, they went down 3-0. They were +500, down 3-2. They came back to win that game. And the Oilers, obviously, monstrous spots here. Los Chudy, thank you, man. West, let's get to work. Los Chudy, my man. We're going to be talking hoops here very soon. I know that's a sport that you excel at. Goon says you've never broken your rule and triple down. You know, I guess I have live with you guys. Like on a football game or something like that, but never, ever, ever in NHL. I make one. I'd say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but it is for at least the last 3 years for sure. And I think more than that. I only bet it one time, and I bet it when they're down 1 goal, and I never bet it again. But all right, let's roll here. So we're at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. We've heard that the belief here from our guy Justin McKelvey is that the Blackhawks are going to get touched. Now, they looked terrible last night. Absolutely terrible. They're on the second half of back-to-back. They lost their 4th straight game last night, 6-2 at Pittsburgh in front of their moms. Second day of the mom strip. They were outshot 44-20 and out hit 18-13. It's unacceptable. Captain Nick Foligno got hurt during the game. The injury is not being disclosed. He's listed as day-to-day. He only played 2 shifts, and the captain was gone. Billy Friedrich says he's on the Blue Jackets. Chicago 2-5 on the second half of back-to-backs. And Spooner saying, Shem, find the best angles live. Come from fading what you're seeing. Bet the team shooting 0-12 from 3, not team 8-12. Absolutely. Absolutely. And circle a number. Yeah, don't get caught up in what you're seeing. As soon as I understood to do that, I started succeeding. Stick to your plan from your capping, and things will always progress or regress to the mean. Lucky Lefty says, sounds like an over. Not to me. Soderblom was terrible. Spencer Knight's been playing very good. You know who's been playing very good is Jet Greaves. Now, it is the first of a back-to-back for the Blue Jackets, so we're expecting Jet Greaves to be in net and very confident that he will be in net. He didn't start last game. Google says Blue Jackets are winning, but they will not cover the puck line. Well, I tell you, this is how I'm hammering this. Let me just give you a little bit more information. Columbus 19th on the power play and 28th penalty killing this year. And over their last 10, their power play is up to 26.1%. They have Rick Bowen as their new coach, and they're still dealing with the new coach bump. Chicago, 19.6%, power play ranked 17th, and the number 1 penalty killing in the league. So listen to this, okay? I am on 3 bets here. And a lot of it is about my expectation of the Blackhawks looking horrific last night. So first off, I'm on the Blackhawks first period money line. That's my first spot on the board. I'm not on them full game. I'm only on them first period money line. And I got plus 120 on that. Then I'm on the first period under 1.5. That's with the expectation that the Blackhawks will be playing very accountable hockey, defensive hockey, after looking so bad last night, and that Jet Greaves will continue to perform at a high level. I'm also on the full game under 6.5. And listen to the Blackhawks special teams. Over the last 10 games, they have the worst power play in the National Hockey League, 3.7%. And they have the best penalty killing in the National Hockey League, 91.3%. That should be perfect. AM saying Blackhawks play unders at home. Look at that, 5.5 goals at home, 6.4 on the road. So I really, and Google is saying I'm eyeing that first period, Blue Jackets -half plus 150. No, look, you're not. The Blue Jackets are playing really good hockey right now and trying to make a run for the playoffs. If you think they're going to take care of business, then I get it. I just, they're coming off their third straight win, 5-3 at home to the Flyers on Wednesday, and this is the first of a back-to-back to play at St. Louis tomorrow night. Fabro is day-to-day with lower body injury. Do we expect here that the Blackhawks aren't going to show any fight and any character? I really like backing teams in the first period and in NBA in the first quarter on the second half of a back-to-back after they've been embarrassed the night before. So that's just something that I hit. Billy Frieder going to add the Chicago team total under 2.5 at plus money. So I'm on the Blackhawks first period. Now, Fernando Mendoza, I got plus 115. So why don't we take a look at the line history? Because that would be, I would feel good, but I don't know. I wouldn't bet it if I got him, if it was a negative spot. So did this go down to 6? Let's talk about this line history. First off, there's been a line move towards the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's opened up -136, moved to -148. Then from a total standpoint, wow. Look at that. Flat 6s. Wow. Well, I'm very pleased to see that. I did not expect that. Let's see what the first period total is. Yeah, you got to get plus money on that. I wouldn't bet it with Vig, man. And Jim Cornelius will be singing the national anthem tonight at the United Center, says our guy Kent Davies. A Goo Collector said they got embarrassed by the Flyers. The Blue Jackets are better. I don't know if winning 5-3 is being embarrassed. I mean, you're talking about sorry, you're talking about the Blackhawks. Yeah, I mean, look. I don't look at capping from game to game as who's the better team. That's not how I look at it. If you look at it, I would need someone to prove that works. Because you know what, we Rob Free made some really good points a couple days ago that don't forget it's who's the better team. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but I don't think that generally works. I think it's situational. So if we look at the Blackhawks, if you want to focus on the last 4 games, so you would then say, well, look, the Flyers embarrassed. Let's just go over the 4 games here right now, and with the Blue Jackets idea, Blue Jackets being better. Oh no, they didn't play Philly. So, you meant Pittsburgh. I'm sure you probably meant Pittsburgh. Here, who's better between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Minnesota Wild? The Minnesota Wild are better. And Chicago went up 3-0 against Minnesota last time they were here at United Center. So then, of course, the Wild came back. Look, however you want to, I'm not, but yeah, so the Goon Collector saying they got embarrassed by he meant Penguins. The Blue Jackets are better. That's not this is a very easy spot to motivate the group. So 3 bets for me in National Hockey League. I would not bet the first period under 1.5 if I was not being offered plus money. So I got plus 115. I see a plus 118 out there. So Fernando Mendoza, it's just not worth it. The VIG shouldn't be a part of it. Lucky Lefty on the other side. He's on the first period over 1.5 here. And I'm on the Blackhawks first period at plus 120. I'm on the Blackhawks first period under 1.5 at plus 115. And I got the under 6.5 at minus 115. What didn't cost me much. So I'm pretty excited to see that it's gone down to 6. So we'll see how that banks out. Yeah, Fernando, you need, for there to be 1 goal or less scored in the first period, you need to be rewarded. I just don't feel like a minus 106 is fair there. All right, let's move on to basketball, and look who we have backstage. A sight for sore eyes. We have questions here. Our guy returning a new father. We'll see if his voice is a little lower. If there's we'll see. Well, let's just bring him on. Please welcome from Los Angeles, California, our guy, Wine Sports. Good, man.
Jimmy the Bag, good to see you, my
Oh,
guy.
your audio's a little messed up. We need.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, let's get your robot voice. We'll get one time straight, man. We have too many questions for your robot voice. We'll get him locked in. We'll get him locked in. All right. Billy says he's drunk. He's not drunk, man. It did sound it. It did sound Cox said, wow, that really changed him. Let's get college basketball all set up for us. The first game on the board is a spot that Wine Time is looking at moving on. So let's get everything set up here as well. And let's bring him back on. Right now, he's backstage. Wine Time, how are you?
I'm great, Jimmy. Good to see you, my guy. Do I sound clear?
You are. Let's give you a full screen. Let's get a good look at you, man.
Let's go, man.
How are you, Amelia? Your beautiful daughter born here. Congratulations. How is everything, and how's it gone, and how is the whole process?
Oh, man, it's been a blessing for sure. I've got 8 weeks off from work, too, so I've just spent pretty much like 99% of my time with Emmy, my wife, and we've just been chilling at the house, had some family come over, just been relaxing, just hanging out with her, holding her a lot, feeding her, changing her, just enjoying it all. It's a blessing for sure, man. Yeah, I'd hate to get choked up here, but yeah, she's loved by my family, by us, and we're just so happy to be her parents, man. I'm excited to be back here with you, though. It's been a while. Still been capping a little bit, but most of my time's been with Emmy. But I've got 3 hours, however long it takes to cap this card with you. So I'm looking forward to it, my guy. Thanks to everyone in the chat as well. Appreciate all the love, everyone reaching out, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. My family appreciates it. So love you guys. Let's get to it.
Oh, I love it, man. Congratulations. Little Emmy in the house. I had a daughter first, and I went to do a radio show with Mike Richards, David Bastel, and I was like, yeah, I'm having a daughter. And David Bastel, he had 2 daughters. He's only had 2 kids. He has 2 daughters. And what he said to me, I've never forgotten. I probably have told you this before, but what he said to me, I've never ever forgotten. He said, "You're lucky." And I'm a love sports, and I always thought about having a son, playing sports with him. And I was like, well, why is that? And he said, you think your son's going to be sitting on your deathbed with you?
You told me that too, Jim, and I told my wife that, and I've told a couple of people that, and it makes me laugh. And it's pretty true. It's a blessing, man. I'm kind of like you. I really wanted to have a son, and then when I found out I was having a daughter, I was like really shocked. And now I'm just like, I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed. Like, would have had it any other way.
It's perfect. You need the leader of the family to set the tone, set the example. The most important kid in any family is the firstborn, because the tone is set. The example is set. Everybody looks up, and so it's great. You are like you said, you are blessed, my friend, and we are so happy for you. Well, now let's pay for it. Let's pay
now
for.
It's time to get that money.
Let's get that cash. That was another thing somebody said to me too. I remember it's a Trinidadian comedian named John Paul. I Fawn was pregnant. I was very nervous, very uncomfortable. And I was like, God, I'm just not making enough money. I'm not making enough money. I'm really nervous. He goes, don't worry. As soon as that baby's born, you get that money. And something switches, something to your one-track mind all of a sudden. Something changes in your life where it's just now the only focus in your life is to provide. And so I'm excited for you, man. So let's get this cash here. Let me just move this over here. We're going to use, if we can, we'll use the odds logic board. If not, we're going to use action just to get a better idea of even if we question whether it helps, to get a better idea of where the cash lies. And again, my focus is mostly on the small schools. The one game that we are doing here is Michigan State, and there's no action for it. It's worth talking about, we felt, regardless if there's no action. And we do have action from Spooner and from other cappers in the chat. So let's roll. We start at 6 p.m. Eastern. This is a game that Wine Time was close to moving on, and we'll find out if he's moved on it. Princeton Tigers, 7-13, 3-2 in the Ivy League at the Cornell Big Red, 9-9, 2-3 in the Ivy League. Ithaca, New York for this one. We have Princeton coming in off a pretty impressive 63-53 win over Brown at home. That stopped a 2-game losing streak. This is their first game with Cornell. Now we know this time of year in the Ivy League, it's back-to-backs, each team playing on Friday and playing again on Saturday. And they are at Cornell tonight. They travel to Columbia tomorrow night. For Cornell, they're winners of 2 straight in impressive fashion. They beat Brown on the road. They beat Harvard on the road. So they're feeling pretty good about themselves. That was on the heels of a 3-game losing streak. 2 of those losses came at home. They lost to Columbia by 5, and they lost to Dartmouth by 11. Then they got absolutely annihilated by Yale, and I guess that woke them up. They beat up on Brown. Then they beat Harvard. They have Princeton tonight, and they have Pennsylvania tomorrow night. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We have move over to college basketball. My fault. Here we go. So this one starting off 6 p.m. We have Cornell sitting here at 5.5. Opened up at 5.5. Immediately went down to 4. I should say 6 hours later went down to 4.5. Then it's been back up at 5.5, and it's just been sitting here the whole time, sitting here at 5.5. From a total standpoint here, we have a 160. This opened up at 161, been bouncing around 161 and 160. Right now it's at 160. And then when we get to the cash flow for this spot here, we're going to get a little bit of information here from the Wager Talk board, the Odds Logic board. 79% of the tickets, 87% of the cash on Princeton. So let's see if that correlates with the Action Network. They're telling us the exact opposite. They're saying that only 15% of the tickets and 50% of the cash is on Princeton. So I think what we can gather from that and what we've been trying to decipher between these two sites is that the sharper action is coming from Odds Logic. The sharper action is on Princeton. The action as a whole in this basketball game, because Action uses way, way more sites, supposedly over 40 is their claim, is that the public is on Cornell here. Take it away for us, Wine Time. Tigers, Big Red in Ithaca, New York.
Yeah, this is an interesting conference game right here. 2 teams aren't very good in their conferences. Princeton, really disappointing year so far, but it does seem like, I swear, every time I cap these Princeton games, it seems like the general public or the sharps, whoever is betting their game, seems like they're always betting Princeton. And it's the same thing here. Right now, you already mentioned it, but 79% of bets, 94% of cash here on Odds Logic, according to them. Circa has a 5 right now. Pretty much see 5.5s everywhere else. I want to be on Cornell here in this spot. I see all this money on Princeton coming in and don't see much of a line adjustment. I mean, Circa, that's the only thing. I mean, South Point didn't even move it quite yet. We're pretty much seeing 5.5s everywhere. I don't have any 5s available. So that's the one thing that worries me in this game, reason why I haven't moved on it. I kind of want to let the market marinate a little more. I want to see where the public is in a couple hours in this game. This game's going to be 3 p.m. my time. So still got quite a bit of time with 5+ hours. So I'm going to let this market marinate a little more, but I want to be on Cornell here. I think they've got the best player on the court in Cooper Nard. He's averaging, I think, 19.8 points a game, and he's been doing really well in conference play, specifically the last 5 or 6 games. It's pretty much a walking bucket. He's going to be the best player on this court. And I think being at home, Cornell should be able to pull away from this one late here. They are coming off back-to-back wins. They are road wins, coming off 3 straight road games. Back at home, I think they're going to be comfortable at home here. So I want to be on Cornell minus the 5.5. Haven't made it official yet. Haven't bet it, but I'm close to it.
Cornell has played 2 home games in now 9 weeks.
Wow.
2 home games in 9 weeks. It'll be interesting. It's an interesting spot. I was leaning towards Princeton. I think that there's a couple. AM looking at the over. Kelly McKinnon saying Princeton may lose, but keep it within 5 points. The way I see this here is that we need to wait for more of these sites to announce their cash. The early sites coming in have said that, that now up to 94% of the cash is on Princeton, and then we're getting told very different information from other sites. So I think we need to kind of sit back and wait and see, because I was leaning initially towards Princeton with the points. but I'm hesitant too. So we've marinated with that one. So we'll see how this bangs out. Let's roll on. And again, when Sham's talking about live betting, these games that we don't bet pregame, it's still important to cap them. Have your plan of attack. Know what you think how the game is going to process. I mean, here AM says the over looks interesting to him. So if there's no point scored in the first 5-7 minutes, and each team opens up 1 from 9 from the field, then you know that maybe it is. What I've done in NFL, and this was a great year of live betting with you guys, was I only live bet what I perceive as the sharp side. So if it's, and this is something I changed from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would just get excited about a number. I've stopped doing that. If I will only live bet what I perceive as the sharp side. So we need time for this all to marinate. Yankee JJ in the house. Let's roll on. We move on to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. IU Indianapolis Jaguars 6-17, 2-10 on the horizon at the Youngstown State Penguins 10-12, 3-8 in the horizon. We're in Youngstown, Ohio for this one. A Godfather in the house. Great to see you. And so I was angry at myself last night for not being on the Citadel when I told you guys I was going to bet them every game, for a month. And just the fact that they didn't open up as bigger favorites just confused me. And I just let that dictate my action while Spooner got paid off of the Citadel. I believe, and I felt this, the same amount of time that I've been watching Citadel play so much better than their record indicates, obviously that East Tennessee Buccaneers game notwithstanding, but that the same things happen with IUPUI. Indianapolis Jaguars are playing much better basketball over the last little while, and they're coming off a really ugly, maybe not 16-point loss on the road at Robert Morris. Now, Robert Morris having a decent conference season, 6-6, but they'd been playing very well, and then they had the hiccup. They'd been playing very well, and then they had the hiccup. Also, though, IU Indy just lost that game on Wednesday. And Youngstown State's now been off since Saturday when they lost 65-64 to Milwaukee. So this is their third game of this homestand for them. And so a couple of these spots, I knew I wanted – it felt like Indianapolis was the sharp side, but I wanted to wait. These teams played each other on December 6th, and Youngstown State annihilated Indy, 78-55. And I'm telling you, this just seems like a much different basketball team over the last little while. Maybe it started at home when they almost beat Wright State. I don't know if it did, because then they didn't look very good on the road against Green Bay and Milwaukee. But they beat Robert Morris in overtime at home. So Robert Morris got their revenge on Wednesday. They almost took out Detroit Mercy. They went into Oakland and beat them by 18. Which shocked everybody. And then they had Robert Morris came back and got their Rebenga. The thing is, because of the rest situation, I knew that I wanted IU Indianapolis, but I wanted only the first half. So as I saw the move, which looked sharp, went from 12.5 to 10.5 towards IU Indianapolis full game, I was like, no, I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm not going to waver off my plan. I don't want 2 units on this game. So I waited here. Spooner says that he doesn't look at this market data. He says one thing to predict the line move and take the other side. It's another let this information dictate your action. Says the market isn't efficient outside the power 4, says our guy Morgan Spooner here. So let's take a look at this line history. We have a total at 155. So this total has dropped quite heavily. Opened up at 159. We're down to 155. So we have a 4-point move towards the under. And then on the point spread here, we have plus 11. Now, I see 10s, flat 10s at some books. I see 10.5s. This did move to 11 at 8:38 in the morning. It's been sitting here at 11 for some time. I moved on the first half. I got plus 6. Looking at the line movement from the first half right now, the first half, we have 6s across the board. So widely available at the 6 here. And that's my action. A quick look, see if there's any information cash flow wise. We get both from Odds Logic right now. 60% of tickets, 83% of cash on Youngstown State. 60% of tickets on the over, 88% of cash on the under. And we'll see if that's possibly correlated here. And it not quite here at action 53 and 59 on IU Indianapolis and 56 and 65 on the under. Wine time, my first bet on the board is this IU Indy first half +6. Take it away. Your plan of attack.
Yeah, I didn't attack this game. When I did cap this, I actually did lean towards Indy in the first half and more towards Youngstown State in the second half. I think I'm just going to wait on this game and see what the score is in the first half. If Youngstown doesn't score or if they don't cover in the first half, I think I'm going to move on them full game. I don't think IU Indy is going to be able to play 2 halves here on the road. I don't think Youngstown State is that very good either. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games. The last time they played at home against this team, it was a similar spread. It was a 10, and they ended up winning that game by 5. They ended up losing that game outright by 5. So it's a difficult spot here. I don't know a lot about either of these teams here. I haven't watched a lot of these teams play this season, but I think Youngstown State would be my second half bet. If I was going to end up moving on this live, that would be my bet. Nothing for me pre-flop here in this game.
Let's roll on, my friend. We head to Halton Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I have yet to bet this one. I have been watching and monitoring. I'm afraid to look now. The line movement. Oh, sorry. I'll move back to full game. Sorry. So I have put, still sitting here at 6. I put some time into this basketball game. This game was supposed to be tomorrow, and it's a big deal for the 49ers, who are 6-2 in the American and 12-9, because this is the alumni reunion game. So the alumni is all coming in. They have inclement weather coming in, so they've switched the game to Friday night. So the girls play at 3, and the guys play right after that. Turnsy in the house. What up, Turnsy, my man? So as I sat with this for longer, Rice went and played ECU and won and looked good. They won on Wednesday, 83-77. And it was an impressive performance. They didn't shoot, 49 from the field, 43 from 3, continued their poor foul line shooting, just 60%, which is not a comfortable thing when you want them to close out a basketball game. They opened up as 1.5-point dogs, closed as 2.5-point dogs, and won by 6. Rice has played some tough teams this year, and they've looked very good on the road throughout the season. They opened the year at Oregon and almost beat them. They lost by 4. They played at Tennessee. They went to Florida Gulf Coast, took them to overtime, lost in overtime. They've had some ugly performances on the road. They lost to Pepperdine, who's trash, right before Christmas holidays, and coming back, they lost badly to Tulsa. Then they went to Wichita State and beat them on the road. They destroyed UTSA on the road. And so they've proven that they can travel. I think that this messes up Charlotte and the alumni reunion game more than it messes up a team that's already out on the road and had a good basketball game and plays again right after that. Because if you look at Charlotte's situation here, as we talked about here with Rice playing on Wednesday, Charlotte played at Temple on Wednesday night, and the game went to overtime. So the fact that they have to come back now with the date change and the alumni night changing, have to play after the girls play, I think this sets up and helps the road team, the Rice Owls, and it doesn't help them out here. Spooner says, my big question in this game is, does Rice have an answer for Charlotte's 7-footer? Says he's one of the most improved players in the nation. Footwork is above average and gaining so much confidence. We have Mark Stasowski in the house as well. Kong's Clips, also Smash Plays of the Week. I've copied and pasted them. We'll discuss it here. So have not moved on Rice yet. I wanted this market to marinate. I wanted a sign. I wanted something. It's not done much. Some books did open this up at 6.5. This is a 6 right now. It's moved from -110 to -112. I'm looking at this book that opened it up at 6.5. They've moved it down to 5.5 now, and that was 4 minutes ago. It's not considered a very sharp book, but they moved from 6.5 to 5.5. And AM Green saying the travel advantage with Rice here, playing at ECU on Wednesday, compared to Charlotte playing at Temple in overtime and having to come back a day early now. So I like the spot here. Let's hear from Wine Time Sports because maybe this needs to be bet right this minute. Take it away, Wine Time, my man.
Yeah, this is a game. I didn't realize that was on the schedule until you sent it to me, and I was looking around and I was like, wait, when's this game going on? And I capped it a little bit, and I want to be right there with you on Rice. I kind of want to back them on the money line here, though, rather than take those 6 points in my back pocket. I do think that this is probably going to close out a 5.5 or even potentially a 5 here. Let me see. Do we have a market right now in this one? We don't on Odds Logic, but yeah, Action is showing us what 62% of bets and 65% of cash on the Rice Owls +6. Seems like 95% of the tickets are coming in on the money line for Charlotte being at home here. That is crazy that both these teams did play on Wednesday. This is a very short turnaround. I think probably Rice money line here. That's what I think I'm going to end up moving on here. This is an early start too, 3 p.m. time start out here from me on the West Coast. So yeah, I kind of want to see what this market tells us. If it's going to, do you think Odds Logic is going to give us a sample size here in the next couple hours, Jim, or do you think they're not going to have a sample size for tickets on this game?
I don't think they'll have a sample. It's a schedule change. I don't think they'll have information.
That case, as of right now, to stay off. Don't be surprised though if I move on this game, guys. I'm just gonna take Rice on the money line. It's +225 right now, the best number available I can get. You're getting over 2 times your money with Rice. I think that Rice could very easily win this game outright. So gonna hold on for right now, but I have question marks next to it.
I just bet it. Also, these teams have played as well, which is always something that I like here. At home, Charlotte came to Rice and beat them by a point, 74-73. So very realistic and important questions being asked here by Spooner. Rice has a few guys at 6'9", but it's not going to be easy for them here to handle the 7-footer. 3 guys at 6'9". I can understand the concern. I mean, I guess it's got to be Jiwa who's on him. He can't play very long though, so they'll have to bring people in and out because Jiwa he's averaging 15 minutes a game. So, but I just bet Rice +6. I will put out on X at some point here soon, but let's keep rolling. Robert Cherry, we will ask that very question in our breakdown for the Nets Jazz. Sorry, let me just move that question here. We will do exactly that when we get to that game at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That's second to last game on the card. All right, so I just moved on Rice +6, and I'm excited to see how it all banks out. Let's roll on. Next up for us is 7 p.m. Eastern. Providence Friars 9-12, 2-8 in the Big East at the Villanova Wildcats 15-5, 6-3 in the Big East. Finneran Pavilion, Villanova, Pennsylvania. Let's get this one all set up because I've moved on this one as well, and I sat with this for quite a long time as to exactly how I was going to bet this. I knew that I wanted to be involved in Providence. I guess it's not fun pressing the button on Providence, so I did sit with it. So the way I saw this here is both teams have just played at UConn. Villanova and Providence, they both played great. They both played really well. In the game previous to that, they both played Georgetown. I didn't hate Providence loss there. They were expected to win, but Villanova took care of Georgetown pretty easily. That was coming on the heels of that loss for St. John. If we look at these games that Providence are playing, they're all very close. They seem to be an improving group. Their last 5 games have all been within 6 points. That includes the loss at home to Villanova, 88-82 on January 13th. So, Villanova went to Amica and took care of business. Villanova opened up as 2.5-point favorites. They went out to a 46-34 lead. They were in complete control, and Providence battled back at home. And Troy Torrance in the house here as well. It's great to see you, man. He says, when the home team is priced -7.5 to -9.5, when 50% of the bets are on the road team, the home team is ranked 25 spots ahead of their opponent in KenPom rankings. The home team is 17-6 against the spread. He says, typically when we have a gap between 35 and 55 in the KenPom rankings, the average line is 12. Average margin of victory is 13. This tells me that we are getting value due to Providence against the spread success. He says, also, Providence is the worst team in college basketball in defending the three-point shot. The only team they played with a similar offense profile to Villanova, Xavier, who smacked them and covered wire to wire. And Villanova, because we have the example of these teams playing against each other. So the way I see this here, and great stuff here from our Troy Torrance in the house, is that it's an advantage, a big advantage for Villanova that they faced UConn on Saturday. It's a big advantage. The fact that Providence just faced Villanova and just faced UConn. I think, like the same bet that I made in the IU Indianapolis game, I expect Providence to look much better in the first half of this basketball game. They got blown out of the gym in the first half against Villanova in the first time they played. That's got to be fresh in their minds. It was just, 2 weeks ago. And I see a team, beating Creighton by 5, losing in overtime to Marquette, losing to Georgetown by 3, losing at UConn by 6 in games. I think that the fact that they just faced UConn has them ready to fire right off the hop, playing against a team that beat you. So I am on Providence first half in this basketball game. If I'm right, I do expect possibly to move on Villanova, expecting that this group is tired. Villanova opened up at -8. 6 hours later, they went to -9, and now they're back at 8.5. So we've had a half-point move towards Villanova. And then from a total perspective, here we have a 156.5. This opened up at 159, got down to 155 last night. So a 4-point move last night, and is back. We get to the cash flow. This is a big game, so we're going to get the information here. We have 50% of the tickets, 71% of the cash on Villanova, 80% of the tickets, and 90% of the cash on the over. Circa has 67% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on Villanova. They've not moved it. Oh, they've moved it one. Oh, no, they've not moved it. They just lowered the VIG a little bit on either side. So they're very comfortable with money coming in on Villanova. I'm focusing on the first half. Troy Torrance on Villanova -8 full game. There's Nut Flush Allen and Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. Dizzy Donuts on Nova. First half money line, Nova -5.5 as well. Robert Cherry's on Providence with the points. And Dutch Boy Fresh moving on the Pistons here today. I'm going to copy and paste all this action. But Wine Time, take it away. I am on Providence first half, and I got Providence first half +5. Take it away, my man.
That's a good number because I'm seeing 4.5s at all my books right now. Guys, this Providence team, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but this is the best 9-12 team I've ever seen in college basketball. If you actually watch their games closely, they're in every single one of these games. I've been on the wrong side more than not backing these guys. I was on them against Georgetown. Listen, that was a disgrace. They were up 21 points in the second half at one point, around the 17-minute mark. They end up not even covering the game, losing the game by 3. It's pretty crazy. But they always seem to play one good half of basketball. I think that could come here in the first half. They've got the best duo of guards probably in their conference in Jalen Sellers and Box. Both these guys averaging over 16 points a game right now. Jalen Sellers has been playing at a really high level this year. He's been in college, it seems like forever at this point. I think Providence is a pretty good team, although I would rather want to back them at home rather than be on the road. Villanova being an 8.5 point favorite, I don't know. It's a difficult game. I want to be on Providence in some kind of way here, whether it's the first half or full game, or if I want to move live in game. I think I'm going to be with you on the first half, though, thinking that they can come out there shooting good in the first half, probably have the lead in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised to see them blow it again because that's what they've been doing all season long. They did it against Marquette. They did it against Georgetown. But yeah, here they go out beating teams like Creighton, going wire to wire on the road against UConn. Providence has a pretty talented, they've got a good starting five out there. So I expect them to come out there ready to go. I think I'm going to join you here. I want to see what number I can get. I think I'm only going to be able to get a 4.5, unfortunately, Jim, available for me. Let me just double check really quick while I look at this. Yeah, I'm getting a 4.5. I'm getting a minus 105, so a little bit less juice. So mark me down. This is going to be my first official play here. I'm going to join you, plus 4.5, minus 105 with Providence.
Plus 4.5, minus 105 for Wine Time Sports, back in business here. First show back since becoming a father. We roll on to the Metro Atlantic is next spot on the board here. And we have Sacred Heart, the Pioneers, 9-13, 5-6 in the Metro Atlantic. Quinnipiac Bobcats 14-8, 7-4 in the Metro Atlantic. We're at M&T Bank Arena in Hamden, Connecticut. Quinnipiac coming off of a loss at Marist, and if they're timed right, Quinnipiac is a very good team, and I've seen Spooner time them right quite often here. They've already went to Sacred Heart and beat Sacred Heart 70-60. That was on January 11th, so they went over there and took care of business. Sacred Heart shot terribly in that game, 38% from the field. It was an ugly performance. Sacred Heart were 5.5-point dogs, and Sacred Heart were in control for a lot of that game. They were winning until what? Winning until how much time left? About 12 minutes left in the game was the first time that Quinnipiac took the lead. So I like the Sacred Heart team to be in this basketball game coming back. They also I don't like fading Quinnipiac off of a loss. They lost 71-64 at Marist. Marist is playing really good basketball right now. Quinnipiac opened up there as 2.5-point favorites, close to 2.5-point dogs, close to 3.5-point dogs. They got run out of the gym early and battled back to make it a game late. So I do expect them to be ready to go. But I like the spot. Spooner says both teams are healthier for this game. He says, I would bet Quinnipiac under 7 and Sacred Heart over 10.5. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. That's always nerve-wracking looking at it. I got the 8.5 at minus 110. So let's see what's happened with it here. First off, I got the total up. It's a 156. This opened up at 156, went up to 158. We're right back at 156. We're right back from where we started. And then when we get to the point spread here for the spot, we have, damn it. It moved to 9.5 59 minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
Not a good sign. Yes, Robert Cherry, we have moved on that one. I will talk to you about it here in a second. Troy Torrance says this Metro Atlantic Conference has markets that are not congruent with any other conference in college basketball. Coop Sum says Sacred Heart scares him. They're not a fun team to back here, and this move to 9.5 is not one that's going to bring me any kind of sense of calm. We have 92% of the tickets and 93% of the cash, supposedly, according to Odds Logic, on Sacred Heart. And the books are very pleased to be receiving the cash. Circus still hanging the 8.5. They haven't moved it, but the offshores have moved it to 9.5, which I don't like. We'll see if Action tells us a different story here with the cash flow.
I don't think they have it available.
And they have 62% of the tickets on Sacred Heart and 53% of cash. I'm not comfortable with all of this at all. But let's hear from our guy, Wine Time, Pioneers, Bobcats in Hamden, Connecticut.
Yeah, I would hate to be on the other side of you on this one, Jim, but I think I actually do want to be on Quinnipiac here. My book's giving me a 9 at minus 110 right now. I'm not going to pull the trigger on it quite yet. When I capped this game this morning, I wanted to be on Sacred Heart. And then I kind of looked at the money distribution, seeing the 94%, and seeing that I went to a 9. Because when I looked at it, I believe it was an 8.5 still 2 hours ago, I think it was. So the fact that it's at a 9 right now and all the money's coming in on Sacred Heart and Quinnipiac coming off a loss and Sacred Heart coming off 4 straight victories, pretty close victories as well. Something tells me Quinnipiac could probably hang tough here in the full game and probably end up winning this game in the second half by margin, maybe by double digits. I'm not going to make the move on it quite yet because I just don't know if I actually want to put money on this game. I don't know. I kind of want to be on Quinnipiac, though. I might pull the trigger on this one. Going to tread a little lightly so far on this card. I don't want to move on it quite yet, but Quinnipiac's probably be the play if I was going to move on it right now. Right now, it's giving me a -9 at -110. It's giving me 8.5 a little bit ago. So, yeah, it's going to be Quinnipiac, I think, for me, Jim. Not quite yet, but I'll let you know when I do move on it.
So, and I completely get that here. As soon as the conference play started rolling here for Sacred Heart, like there were some earlier conference play games, but basically they played Merrimack at home and lost by 8. Went to Niagara, a very questionable team, lost by 3. Lost by 4 at Canisius. Then they almost beat Marist at home. At that point, it felt like, and I've got high regard for Marist in this conference, felt like the team was coming together. Quinnipiac comes in, beats them by 10. And then what does this team do? It goes into Siena, beats them by 6, goes into Ryder, beats them by 20, gets their revenge against Canisius, gets their revenge against Niagara. So I guess it was pretty easy for me to romanticize the situation that Sacred Heart is now better than they've looked, and they're on this revenge tour. So, and the Godfather talking about that Quinnipiac game at Sacred Heart, that's part of the appeal to me of Sacred Heart in the spot. But market telling me I'm wrong, so it's uncomfortable. But I'm on Sacred Heart plus 8.5. Robert, and Jim Dewinger on the over here. Robert Cherry, yes, I moved with confidence in that game. With confidence, I'm on Blackhawks first period plus 120, first period under 1.5 plus 115, and the full game under 6.5 minus 115. That total's gone down to 6 already too, so I feel very good. I think that Greaves and Spencer Knight are two of the better goaltenders in the National Hockey League now, so I expect them to both play well. Let's roll on. We head back to the Ivy League for our next spot. Let's attack this one. I like the Ivy League Fridays.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, I enjoy capping them, and hopefully can be part of this much needed turning point for me. We have Dartmouth Big Green 9-9, 3-2 in the Ivy. Yale Bulldogs 15-3, 4-1 in the Ivy. We're at John J. Lee Amphitheater, New Haven, Connecticut. Now, this has not always worked for me over the years, but Harvard comes to town tomorrow night, and that's a big deal. Yale's been trashing Harvard in the rivalry of late, beating them. It's a big deal, and I saw our guy Spooner. He's on Harvard money line. We're going to be getting into Spooner's games here shortly. We haven't hit any of the ones that he's on at this point, but so he doesn't feel like it's going to affect Harvard here, and maybe it won't affect Yale either. Maybe it's just I don't know, but it is a note that they play tomorrow night, and it's a big deal, and it's a big rivalry. Yale's won 3 straight games. They're coming off beating Pennsylvania at Penn 77-16, looking good doing it. The Big Green have lost 2 of their last 3. They lost at home to Pennsylvania by 10, beat Princeton at home by 2, and then lost to Columbia here. The last time they were on the road, they looked pretty good. Now they have Brown tomorrow night. Yale tonight, Brown tomorrow night. They beat Cornell. By double digits. They beat Harvard by 8. They've traveled to Florida, played the Gators. They went to Colorado State and they played them. They've gone to Wyoming. They've gone to tough spots. They've traveled on the road and looked okay. So here I moved. And again, these are not comfortable spots by any means, but I moved on Dartmouth plus 15 and minus 106. I think they can stay in this game. And also, I do think that Yale may, if they have a big lead, start thinking about the fact that Harvard comes to town tomorrow night. We have this down to a 14.5. Okay, well, that's nice. This 14.5 at a few books. I only paid minus 106 a VIG for the 15. And then from a total side of things here, we have this sitting at 154.5. So this has been another game with a big drop in the total. Opened up at 158. It got down to 154 flat. We're at 154.5 at a pick'em right now. And then when we get to the cash flow for this spot, where do we have it here? I don't know. Here we go. 60% of tickets, 78% of cash on Yale, Cornell odds logic. We have Circus still hanging the 15, Superbook hanging the 15, bunch of other books hanging 14.5. Wine Time Sports, take it away, my man.
Yeah, I'm getting a 14.5, 15 right now at a couple different books over at my books over here in Cali. I agree with you. I don't really think Yale needs to win this game by margin. Yale is by far the best team in the Ivy League this season. They're probably going to have a one-way ticket to March Madness. They're going to have to win their tournament when it's all said and done. But them laying a 15.5 here, I don't want to lay a 15.5 here in the Ivy League. If anything, I would be on Dartmouth here. Yale coming off 3 straight victories here. And like you said, Harvard coming to town. I didn't know that until you said that, and that is a big deal here. I would be on Dartmouth here if I was going to move on something, and seeing that the public is coming in and kind of just hammering Yale here, kind of expecting, but at the same time, I'm not going to put my money on them beating these guys by 15 plus points. Something to keep in mind here. Someone was talking about the total. I just dug into it a tiny bit. And the last 5 games, this total has gone under every single time on these high-scoring games, or these high-scoring totals that are in the 150s. They go under by a lot, actually. So I kind of want to be on the over. With that being said, I kind of want to go against that trend here. I'm not going to move on a total in the Ivy League. I haven't moved on a total yet. I think I've moved on 2 totals actually in college basketball this year, but I'm not going to move on a total here. But I think that would be an angle I would look at in this game. But it's going to be a pass for me, either the over or Dartmouth. But I'm going to stay away from this one.
Yeah, I get it. And fading Yale before Harvard games is not. It's been okay. Like I've done it many times. It's not like a smash and grab or anything of that nature. Let's roll on. I am on Dartmouth plus 15 minus 106. We head to the Resch Center in Wisconsin, home of the Green Bay Phoenix, 12-10, 7-4 in the Horizon, going up against Cleveland State Vikings, 7-14, 3-7 in the Horizon. These teams just met at Cleveland State, and Green Bay won very easily. They won 88-73, beat them badly, and took over in the second half. And there was no real excuse for why, because Cleveland State was up at halftime. Green Bay opened up as 2.5-point road favorites, closed as 3.5-point road favorites. So, and Spooner says Harvard has top analytical basketball minds. His team has overperformed expectations all year. Yale will definitely be looking forward to them. He says, I expect Harvard to win the easier of their 2 games, and he's backing Harvard this evening, which I will take a second look at. I always copy and paste and take second looks at all of the stuff that everybody's on. So it was a very, very disappointing, ugly second half against Green Bay, and Green Bay took over and won the basketball game. We have Jim Dewiger here on the over 151.5. So after Cleveland State looked horrible, they beat Youngstown State at home 80-78. They went to Wright State and beat them 85-79. And now, just because of the schedule, they haven't played in 9 days. So they have a good game against Wright State. I'm not concerned that they're comfortable feeling good about themselves, because 9 days have gone. 9 days of the coach talking about what Green Bay did to us at our facility. And I think that helps Cleveland State in this spot. You have Green Bay, who looked bad for the first time really this year after that Cleveland State game. They lost by 25 at home to Oakland. Then they went to Youngstown State, did not get a bounce back, won 88-81. And they're coming off of a game on Saturday where they beat Robert Morris 71-67 on the road. You know, it was a impressive performance. They were 6.5-point dogs. So they feel good about themselves. They're coming off of a win. They're about to play a team that they smashed and grabbed in their own facility. And Cleveland State's been practicing for 9 days, preparing themselves for this game. I like that on bad teams, 7-14, 3-7 on the horizon. To get you're coming off a win, you're feeling good about yourself. Now get in the gym and practice, because we're about to face a team that beat us badly. So I'm on Cleveland State plus 7.5. I would have loved to have got the 8. I did not get the 8. This total is another one that's dropped heavily. We are now all the way down to a 150.5. This one opened up at 156.5. We've had a 6-point drop in the total. And then on the point spread right now, we have Cleveland State plus 7.5. It's 7.5 across the board. This opened up at 8. It got to 8.5, and it's been a 7.5 now since midnight. It's juiced at this point 5 cents towards Green Bay at the 7.5. And then when we get to the cash flow for this spot, can we get any information? Yes, 77% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on Cleveland State, which is not a good place to be, with that kind of cash. But the Circa had this at 8, and at midnight they moved it to 7, which is a big move for them. And now they moved it back to 7.5. It's been sitting there since 9 a.m. at 7.5. JPC, we are talking about practice, and the Vikings needed it. AI didn't need it. Cleveland State Vikings need it, and God, AI getting a lot of bad press for whatever happened in Australia right now. Good God. Take it away for us, Wine Time. Cleveland State Vikings, Green Bay Phoenix.
Yeah, shout out to JPZ, LA to the Bay, my guy right there. Shout out to everyone in the chat for tuning in today, guys. Hit the like button. This is a game I didn't make a move on, Jim, but I would be right there with you on Cleveland State here. I saw that too, that Circa opened this up at an 8, went to a 7, and now it's back to a 7.5. I think it's probably going to stay around this number. I think you probably want to see it get to a 7 at some point at some books, which I probably do think, because it is a lot of money coming in on them, and I'm not really sure who is betting this game. It tells us that public money is pretty much coming in and betting them, but at the same time, I don't think a lot of the public is probably even going to bet this game today. Probably going to more focus on some of the Michigan State, and then the NBA games. But I'd be on Cleveland State with you. I do like that it's moved a little bit. I hope that it moves to a 7. If it gets to a 7, I might get there with you and take the worst end of the number, because I think if Cleveland State gets to a 7 at some point, I think they are going to be the side here. It's a pass for me here. I've got a game coming up that we're going to be talking about here that I really like, but this is going to be another pass for me so far. I'm with you, though. I do like Cleveland State if I was going to take something. I kind of want to let this market marinate a little bit more. This game's not for another 6 hours, and I want to see if anyone does come in and bet this game a little bit more. So I'm going to stay off it for right now, but Cleveland State's my lean.
Let's roll on, my friend. Let's roll on. And Spooner says 2 programs have gone in exact opposite direction since last year. Cleveland State's among the teams I'm most disappointed with, and he is kind of interested in moving on Green Bay at 9.5 plus money. So on a different side there. We'll see. I mean, a lot of these Rebenga spots, I'll have enough data from this week on these Rebenga spots that I bet to start going over them with you guys here. I've got the straight up data and the against the spread data, and it's just this year of sample size. But let's roll on to our next spot on the board. Northern Kentucky Norse, 14-8, 6-5 in the horizon at the Detroit Mercy Titans, 8-12, 5-6 in the horizon. We have our guy Jose out just for a minute. He'll be right back. So there we go. We got that moved here. So again, look, I mean, you don't want to be, doing research, like sampling information, these are investment. Like we're betting these games. So it's not like it's just all fun. I'm just trying to research this shit because I'm doing the same thing here. The Northern Kentucky Norse absolutely annihilated Detroit Mercy. They beat them 96-71 15 days ago. Just destroyed them from the beginning of the game till the end of the game. Wells went for 35, 11 of 15 from the field. Detroit Mercy shot 38 from the field, 29 from 3, and 33 from the foul line. It was just 3 for 9, but disgusting. The Norse led the entire game. They were 10.5-point favorites, and they dominated every second of it. And since that game, the Norse lost to Robert Morris in overtime and then went to Wright State on Saturday and lost 88-80. So they're not feeling good about themselves. Their only win over the last 4 games was that annihilation of Detroit Mercy. Detroit Mercy, on the other hand, they won their next game, and who cares? They went to IU Indy and won by 3 points. They lost at home to PFW and then lost at home to Oakland, which they have the rivalry with. So this is their 3rd game in a row at home. They've lost the first 2, and I want to back the bounce back. But I only want it for 20 minutes. I only want the first half of this bounce back. So this is one of the 3 first half bets I made. I'm on Detroit Mercy first half +3. Take a look at what that is right now. We have 3s at -105. I see one book's moved it to 3.5, which I don't like seeing. This did open up at 2.5 and move to 3. I got it at 3. So this full game is sitting at 6 at most books. Let's ensure that that's here again. Yes, it's at 6. That one book that has it at 3.5 first half, not a sharp book necessarily, but they've got that full game at 6.5. They're the only one that I see at 6.5. And then from a total side of things here, we have a 161.5. This opened up at 162.5. It's dropped 1 point. And then cash flow wise, if we'll get any information here, we have, any information. And yeah, 54% of the tickets, 64% of the cash on Detroit Mercy. Superbook hanging at 6.5 now. BetMGM 6.5. Circa still a 6. Circa has not moved this since opening it up at 10 p.m. last night. Take it away for us here. Wine time. My next spot on the board. I'm on Detroit Mercy first half +3. What are your thoughts?
I might be on the opposite side here, Jimmy. I think I'm going to go full game here with Northern Kentucky here. When I capped this game earlier, it was 5.5s pretty much across all my boards. I'm seeing 6s now, and I'm looking at odds logic right now. Yeah, Circa is still hanging a 6. I would like if Circa was hanging a 6.5 right now, I would pull the trigger immediately. That's what's probably keeping me off. South Point right now currently has a 6 as well, but some books have moved it to a 6.5. Wonder if Circa's going to follow, or I wonder if they're just going to keep it at that 6 this whole time. 54% of tickets, 64% of cash. Again, a game that I don't think is heavily bet by the public here. It's probably by more sharper cappers that are betting these games, at least with some decent money on them. And I don't know. I want to be on Northern Kentucky here. I'm pretty close to pulling the trigger on the -6, -110. Only thing I'm trepidatious about is that Circa hasn't moved this to a 6.5, and some other books have. I usually like when Circa does it first. And they haven't done that quite yet. So I'm not going to move on it. Yeah, I know a couple of these games I've told you guys I'm going to hang tight on them. We've still got a couple of hours before we get off the air. We'll go back over some of these games and see what changes. But as of right now, I'm off. But I would only be on Northern Kentucky -6 here. If it gets to a 6.5, I'll probably buy the 6. But right now I'm getting 6s across my board. So I just kind of want to see Circa move this to a 6.5, Jim. Not going to move on it quite yet, though.
We got lots of great information coming in from cappers on our Michigan State game, which we will be discussing here shortly. 2 more games before we get into that big game. And then we just have one game, I believe just one game after that, and then we get into NBA. Okay, let's roll on here. Spooner says he likes Mercy here. He just wishes the number was bigger. Well, that's a nice thing to hear, because I've got everybody on Northern Kentucky on the other side. Matty Ice says Detroit Mercy is a team I can never bet. Says I'm on North Kentucky here. They just have too many weapons offensively for Detroit. Yeah, it's ugly. It's an ugly spot. And this one is very ugly, our next one. And I haven't bet it yet. It's so ugly. But I want to. So let's discuss this spot here. We have a Ryder Bronx 2-17 and 1-9 in the Metro Atlantic. At the Manhattan Jaspers 8-14, 4-7. Metro Atlantic. We're Riverdale, New York at Dratty. Let's talk about the situation here in the line history and the cash flow and hand it over to Wine Time Sports. I've yet to move on this, but I've had it queued up a couple different times, and I've just been unable to pull the trigger on Ryder.
Yeah,
they're not an easy team to back. And you have Manhattan not playing very good basketball. It all started by getting destroyed at Fairfield, 98-62, annihilated. Then they followed that up by playing Siena at home, losing 74-59. Went to Quinnipiac and played pretty well. Lost 98-92 in overtime, and then lost at Iona 66-57. So 4 straight losses for Manhattan. And they're a big favorite in this spot. They've already played. Ryder and Manhattan have played. Manhattan went to Ryder and beat them 74-71. It was a close game. Ryder had the lead off the hop. The line opened up with Ryder plus 3.5, closed at plus 2.5, and of course they lose by 3, as one would guess. Ryder shot poorly in that game. I mean, so did Manhattan. Manhattan shot 40 from the field. Ryder shot 41 from the field. Ryder took 10 more shots than Manhattan. It was just that Manhattan went 21 of 27 from the foul line. Ryder only had 13 foul line opportunities. So I don't think Manhattan should be this big of a favorite. I don't. And I have just been unable to press the button because Ryder is not a good basketball team, and I want to. This opened up at 145, got up to 147, dropped back to 146.5, then got back up to 147.5. When we get to the point spread here for this spot, we have get back down to where the hell? Here we go. Ryder sitting at +6. I see some books at 6.5. It's not moved here. The Manhattan is -113. This opened up at 6.5, went down to 5.5, and is now at 6. And I was able to get a 6.5 here, and I still am right now.
Me too.
And then when we get to the legal American books here, they have 6.5s right across the board. So a lot of offshore is still hanging 6s. So, look, I want to bet Ryder. I want to back the Bronx. I do not think the Jaspers should be this big of a favorite against any team in the Metro Atlantic. I sent this message to Spooner, and he was saying that he was actually interested in Manhattan in this spot. So here we go. Take it away for us. Wine time, Bronx, Jaspers at Dratty.
Do you have the market available here again, Jim? We don't have it at Odds Logic, right?
No, we do. Have it. It's sorry. We had it. Oh no, you're right. Why did I think we had it? Let me check it over at Action. At Action, we have 48% of the tickets on Manhattan and 72% of the cash. From a total standpoint, 56 and 49 on the over. If we were, I mean, these are not the problem with these markets is they're just not big enough. So, if this was the NBA, we'd be sitting there going, you know what? 72% of the cash is on Manhattan, and the books are very comfortable with that. Unfortunately, we're not. We're dealing with such small markets, so we can't really have that opinion. Take it away, Wine Time. What are your thoughts here?
I can't imagine anyone going to the window on Ryder other than me and you here, Jim. And I'm going to go right there to the window. I'm going to go there in a little bit different of a way, though. I'm going to go the first half. I'm going to expect that they go out there and play with some purpose there the first half on the road. Ryder's lost the last two matchups to this team by combined to 4 points, 1 point and 3 points in both those matchups. I think they're going to come out here a little bit angry. This team has 2 wins this season. They don't have a lot going for them, yet they're a 6.5 point underdog. I get it. Manhattan's not a good team either, but at the same time, I don't really think they should be laying 6. Give me Ryder here. First half +3.5, -110, and I'm very close, guys, to pulling the trigger on the money line +230 full game. I'm going to hold off for now. We are going to move on the first half, but I am very close to moving on Ryder. Full game money line +230. Haven't moved on it yet. I have moved on the first half, though. So mark me down. Ryder +3.5, -110 first half. Betting the team that no one wants to.
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of losing. That Manhattan game was a tough one. Ryder's looked okay at times. They went to Fairfield and lost by 6. We talked about what happened when Manhattan went to Fairfield. They beat Iona. There's been times when Iona's looked good, and that was just 16 days ago. They lost at St. Peter's. St. Peter's playing very good basketball.
Yeah.
Then Sacred Heart took them to task, and then they lose at Mount St. Mary's. Maybe that's a better way of looking at it. Maybe that is a better way of looking at it. We have Wine Time moving here. My man Lamont Williams in the house. Lamont, thank you. Did I miss your max bet, Lamont? Let me know if I did, because I do not want to. Let me know if I did. Lamont Williams, man. OG, low bagger. He's a guy, man. Another guy we need at Pub 5. Pennsylvania Quakers, Columbia Lions. More Ivy League action in New York for our next spot on the board. And this one I was pretty comfortable with. I'm always nervous at this point now, seeing if the market is agreeing or disagreeing here. This is our last game before we get into that big Michigan State game that all you guys are talking about here in the chat. Quakers, Lions here. Pennsylvania coming off back-to-back losses. They lost at Harvard 64-63 and then lost at home to Yale 77-60. So they're coming off, playing a very, very tough top team in the Ivy League, Yale squad, and losing by 17. And they play here tonight at Columbia, and then they play Cornell on Saturday. This is a team this is their first meeting with Columbia as well, so there's no prior action. They were playing some pretty good basketball before that. At home, they beat NJIT 80-61, lost by 2 at Princeton, beat Brown by margin, beat Dartmouth at Dartmouth by margin before losing to Harvard and Yale. And on the other side of things, Columbia sitting here, 13-6, but just 2-3 in conference. So with the same in conference record as Penn. They lose at home badly to Hartford by 25 points. Then they go to Brown and lose by 6 points. That's Brown's only conference win. Then they lose at Yale by 17 points, and then they beat Dartmouth. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off them. They have Princeton coming to town tomorrow night. I moved on the Quakers here. Moved on them plus 5.5. It did cost me 5 cents. So 5.5 minus 115. Let's take a look at the line history here and hand it over to our guy, Wine Time. We have 5.5s across the board. I see one book not that sharp at a 6. This opened up at 5.5 and within 40 minutes moved to a 5. It took 17 hours later to move to 5.5 and then immediately back to a 5 again, where it stayed until about an hour and 45 minutes ago. So we're back at a 5.5. So very little market movement there. And then from a total side of things here, we have a 152. This one opened up at 151. It got all the way up to 154 before dropping back down to 152. And when we get to the cash flow here, 60% of the tickets and 78% of the, oh shit, no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry, that's not right. Let me find the here they're saying 90% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on Pennsylvania. Again, we're talking about a tiny market, and so that's when Spooner talking about not caring about these cash flows. I can understand why. I do want as much information as possible. I don't know if this information helps. On action, 59% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on the Quakers here. Take it away for us, Wine Time Sports, Quakers, Lions in New York.
Right there with you. I want to be on the Quakers here. I want to be on Pennsylvania. I want to be on the money line here, full game plus 200. I'm not going to do it, though. I'm going to end up just taking the 6. I'm going to buy up a little bit. It's going to cost me 10 cents a juice at minus 120, but I want that 6. If I was going to take the 5.5, I think I would just take the money line. But with the 6, I'm going to take the 6. It's a little juicier, but we're going to do it here. Yeah, this market, I think, how many people do you think have bet this game so far today, Jimmy? I mean, less than 500, less than 1,000, that's for sure. And we're just now seeing it on Odds Logic. This wasn't available before it came on here. And I've wanted Penn this whole entire time, and seeing all this money on them doesn't really scare me, because who is really capping this game and who is really going to actually put their hard-earned money on this game? Not a lot of people. And I think I kind of want to see this line move towards Penn, but at the same time, there's not enough bets that's placed that I think it's going to probably end up getting to a 5 again, or even a 4.5. It's probably going to stay around a 5.5, probably just stay there. I would like to see it get to a 5, but I'm going to take the 6 at minus 120. So give me Penn plus 6 minus 120.
You are in business. My man. 2 more games before we get into the NBA. We got Will Rondo in the house. We have the big one. So let's talk about cappers who have moved in this spot. We have, I guess not as many. So we have Goracle on Michigan. We have the Nukeworker on the Spartans. And we have Spooner on the Spartans money line. And then keeping going down here, we have our guy Lamont Williams on the under 148. Under 148 is his max bet. Our guy Lamont Williams moving on the under. And we have information from more cappers. So let's go over it a little bit before we get into the big one on the board. 40 Kid. Oh, did I screw that up? I did. Sorry, let me just do this again. We have 40 Kid here. 40 Kid is on Sparty as well, plus 1.5. AM is on Michigan -1. Los Chudi, my man Los Chudi is on Sparty -1. You know, Coopson, we probably should have put the game up just to talk about it, but I just couldn't figure out. I was trying to figure out, should they be that big of a favorite like in the Kent State Akron game? And I just couldn't. I couldn't. It's a big spread. It's a big spread for a reason, but I just couldn't decipher whether.
I capped last night Kent State, and I woke up this morning thinking, why am I going to bet Kent? Like, it just seems almost too easy to bet Kent State. So I stayed off it.
Yeah, it's so unfortunately, I wish we had more here. These games that we're talking about are games that we've believed in enough to bet. So, so we have AM on Michigan -1, and Matty Ice. Matty Ice says, all you betting Michigan tonight, good luck. He says Izzo is 7-1 on his birthday all time, and 3-0 versus Michigan. The Breslin is going to be a special atmosphere tonight. Sparty smash spot. Now this isn't taint, but I'm gonna play it anyways. Our guy Chang Kim in the house. He says, "One time, congrats on the daughter. Now you got to get a strap." Says, "Can you and Jimmy bless with a college basketball parlay?" Absolutely, absolutely. Let me just put that here, Chang, my man.
Go Chang.
And I'm gonna be in LA in July.
Oh, let's go.
Should I set up a meetup at your restaurant?
For sure, yeah.
Is that the best thing to do? Get a bunch of us to come out and rock there?
Sounds good. I'm down. I'll make it happen.
Okay, that's what we should do because Chang's in the area too, so we'll talk more about that.
Go Chang.
AM says, how nice of the books to give you plus money on Michigan State at home with those kind of stats. Spooner says Izzo is 22-5 all-time versus Michigan at the Breslin Center. 3 of the losses happened in his first 10 years. And just call me Solo. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. Looking forward to be capping with you. I'll keep an eye for your thoughts. So this is the big one. These are teams that we'll be talking about at Palooza 5. We imagine both of these teams will still be rocking in the Sweet 16. Right after the I imagine one team will be playing right around the first midget fight, midget wrestling Friday night at the Southtown 101. So let's roll and set this one up. Both teams are winning comfortably and winning in impressive fashion. Now, Michigan did get a scare from Nebraska, but Nebraska is a good basketball team. That was 3 straight home games. I guess maybe you want to focus more on what they've been doing on the road. Of course, they closed conference play, Michigan State, over on March 8th before the conference tournament. So the last time and the only time we've seen the Wolverines lose was to Wisconsin, 91-88. After that, they went out west and they beat both Washington and Oregon by 10 points by margin, which is impressive. Came back, took out Indiana 86-72, took out Ohio State 74-62, and then Nebraska gave them a scare. Now they face their biggest rival. Now 2 losses on the scorecard for the Spartans. They lost at home to, I'm not sure if that was, let me just figure that. I think that might have been on the neutral. But let's go over these spots here for the Spartans of late. No, that was at home. So they lost at home to Duke 66-60. They went to Nebraska and lost 58-56. Since then, they've been running nice. They took out Northwestern at home by 10, took out Indiana at home by 21. Then they did the same trip, Washington, Oregon, and they beat those teams worse than the Wolverines did. Came back, absolutely annihilated Maryland. And then maybe they were looking ahead to this game. They did not. Both teams didn't look as good as usual in their games before this matchup. The Spartans needed overtime to take out Rutgers. So Matty Ice says Michigan's looked like ass for 2 weeks straight now. What is Michigan's record against spread the last 2 weeks? And AM says exactly. AM says this is buy time. Troy Torrance says Michigan has been 12-point favorites or more in 15 straight games. Will Rondo says come to Jersey so we can watch the Devils go to the Stanley Cup. Man, there will be a time when I get out to the New York area, man. Don't worry. I promise, Will. There'll be a time. In the meantime, you can come down to San Antonio, but I promise you, that will happen. Let's take a look at this line history here. We have this total at 147.5. Opened up at 145, and within 10 minutes it was a 148. And with limits. So that's just action that the books respect. We're now sitting at a 147.5. Let's get to the point spread here. Point spread for our next spot on the board here. We have a Michigan +1. Michigan State +1. They opened up +1.5. 5 hours later, this was a pick 'em. And they are now a +1 once again. Going over to the cash flow for this spot here. And this will be a market that we can discuss. A lot of money invested in this game. 64% of the tickets on Michigan State, 54% of the cash. 61% of tickets on the over, 73% of cash on the under. Take it away here for this one. Wine Time Sports, the big one on the board. Breslin Center, East Lansing, Michigan. Wolverines, Spartans.
I mean, I think Michigan's definitely going to be there when we're in San Antonio for the Sweet 16. Michigan State should be there, I would think, but I think this Michigan team is probably, I don't know, I think they're probably the best team in the nation as of right now. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with Nebraska. Nebraska pretty much was up the entire game, and Michigan somehow pulled that game out. I know Michigan was a 10.5-point favorite. I was on them in the -10.5. Couldn't get the cover. They haven't been able to cover a spread here lately. Their competition has been, I would consider, a step up from what Michigan State has faced these last 5 games. Michigan State, you look at Rutgers, Maryland, Oregon. Those are the 3 bottom feeders of the Big Ten. Talk about a team like Washington. You go on the road, beat them by 17 as a 3.5-point favorite. That is impressive to go into Washington. You took care of business against Indiana, another pretty good team. Michigan, though, Nebraska, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, Washington. I don't know. I think Michigan's the better team here. I think they are going to get it done here. I want to be on Michigan in some sort of way. The -1 right now, what I'm seeing is -110. I just don't know if I want to bet the most popular game on the board, honestly. I kind of want to stick with these lower-end games today on a Friday because not a lot of people are paying attention to those. And I think we have a little bit more value in those games. This game, pretty much who you like more, I guess you could say. I mean, if you're looking at the market, I'm going to say that the market is saying that they want more bets to come in on Michigan State. Michigan State right now getting 64% of the tickets. I'm seeing Michigan at -1.5 at some spots right now. Circa still has a 1. So I don't know. I want to be on Michigan here. I'm not going to make it official. Haven't moved on it yet. If I do, I'll tweet it out later on. But no plan to move on this game.
This is a tough one. I mean, you don't want to make a bet just to have action on the big game. But I can certainly understand why, everybody wants to watch this game.
All eyes on this game. Friday night, in-state rivalry, 2 top 10s in college basketball, 2 teams that are probably going to be there when it's all said and done. Talented rosters, 2 really good head coaches. It's what college basketball is all about. But some of those games, it's probably best not to get involved in.
Spooner says, Michigan is showing signs of weakness with Mara on the bench. Says, Izzo will attack him until he's in foul trouble. Mara is Michigan's 7'3" big man, and I bet he will play less than 19 minutes. Wow. Well, I have, unfortunately, no action here. Matty Ice says, please just tune in tonight to see the atmosphere at the Breslin Center. Spooner says, once Mara is out, this Michigan team will look so much less efficient. When Mara hits 3 fouls, it's your last chance to live bet Michigan State. Johnny Gunn says, I think this home court has a huge impact in these games. You know what? I feel like this is still very important to cap this game.
Oh, yeah.
So we can move live. I don't know if I think if I was just, I would be on Michigan State if someone just gave me money and said, go a window. But I think maybe we let the market marinate. This is a market that we can actually rely upon somewhat because it's such a big game. And at this point, though, do you feel sort of like what AM is saying? And that is that the books are saying, hey, we'll give you Michigan State a plus money if you like them.
That's what I think. I think Michigan's going to end up closing at a 1.5. And if the tickets are what they're looking at right now when they are before tip-off, and this does keep moving towards Michigan to like a 1.5 or even a 2, I mean, I think it's clear as day Michigan's going to be the side here. It's going to be a good game regardless. Like I couldn't argue, like I couldn't talk you off a side in this one. If we're going to talk about market and what I think about like the line and stuff like that, I think Michigan's the side. Eye test and all that. It's a pretty even matchup. It is in East Lansing, not Ann Arbor, so I guess they have that advantage. This place is going to be rocking. We know Tom Izzo. This is a big rivalry game for the program. So it's a big-time game. I'm going to stay off, though.
Look at Matty Ice. I mean, Matty Ice just he's yelling at us. He's just screaming at us, man. And Troy Torrance. I hope those aren't your last words ever. I'm rocking with you, fam. Going against the database. I'm going to need more time. 9 Legacy, Michigan Wolverines, baby, says he fell in love with that team since the Fab Five. And he says it would not surprise me Michigan State wins by double digits. And Spooner says Michigan State versus Nebraska was a pick 'em. Michigan versus Nebraska was minus 10.5. Oh wow. Okay, this is gonna take more time.
It is crazy because I was on Michigan the 10.5. I thought that was a crazy spread. I was like, they've got to be double-digit favorites for a reason. Nebraska having a magical season, like the time is done. Nebraska led the entire game, and Michigan ended up pulling it out though.
Well, so there was the opposite. It was sort of similar, but the opposite. I wanted Nebraska, and I was like, how could they be double-digit? I can't bet them at this. They're and then 75-72, and I'm just fucking hating every minute of it. All right. That was a fun breakdown. Neither of us have action on it yet. Godfather says good bet tonight is Grand Canyon. Moneyline says Moneyline is moving. That's also a Morgan Spooner spot as well. He's also on that. Let's talk about our final spot on the board here in college basketball before we move into NBA. And keep this in mind, our guy Chang wants a college basketball spread parlay here. So let's close
Jim,
with our...
I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes, okay, my guy?
Yeah, no worries, man. This is my only favorite on the board, and it is the St. Peter's Peacocks. Shout out to our guy Emilio Zertucci, who backed St. Peter's on the money line at Palooza, I believe it was Palooza 2. And he also had a little flyer on them to win it all, and I told him if he cashed that ticket, I would get a full back tattoo of a peacock winking. That's how confident I was that the St. Peter's Peacocks would not win a national championship. It almost makes me laugh saying it out loud. Let's roll here. Peacocks at the Yanatelli Center in Jersey City, Jersey, against Mount St. Mary's. Peacocks were rolling and running through teams, especially at home. Merrimack, a good basketball team, got their revenge. So the Peacocks coming off of a loss here. That snapped a 4-game winning streak. They'd won against Div 1 competition 6 of 7. They lost in overtime at Georgetown. That was the loss before all of this winning took place. They had taken out Merrimack at home 76-63 before losing. The question here is almost honestly, and I want to hear from you guys in the chat, is and I don't want to, because it's not like I love this game more than any other, but I really like the spot. Mount St. Mary's is their only loss since Christmas, other than that Merrimack loss that just happened. Their only loss was to Mount St. Mary's. They went to Mount St. Mary's, they lose 70-65, and then they go on this run, which stopped, but they go on this run. When they went to Mount St. Mary's, they opened up as 1.5 dogs, closed as 1.5 favorites, and they won this basketball game. Oh, sorry, they lost this basketball game. They lost Mount St. Mary's. They shot 29% from the field and 26% from three. Of course, so they lose. And now they bounce back and fire away here. So I am on the St. Peter's Peacocks. I got -7 at -110. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. I've had very poor success with favorites between 5.5 and 7.5. My problem is I've been doubling down on a lot of these spots, whether that be backing them on the first half or taking them as a double result. And I'm trying very hard not to do that. It's 7s across the board. This opened up at 6. It moved to 7 at 7 p.m. It moved to 7.5 at this book. at 7:16 this morning. Since it's moved to 7.5, Mount St. Mary's has taken 8 cents of action. So it's, if you wanted St. Peter's at the 7.5 line, you'd get it with no vig. I got the 7 at -110. This total is sitting at a 137. It opened up at 137, immediately went up to 139. It happened to be the high watermark. Got all the way down to 135.5. Now we're back at 137. So here we go. 9 Legacies on St. Peter's -6.5. And I'm on St. Peter's -7 at -110. Taking a quick look if they're going to give us any information on the cash flow. They're not. A lot of money. 58% of the tickets, 90% cash on the under. I see BetMGM at a 6.5. Circus kept us at 7 since 10 p.m. last night. It's not moved it a cent. And then when we go to the cash flow over at Action, just as a, not to move us in that direction, but as an interest, the 55% of the tickets, 61% of cash on St. Peter's. I'm on the Mighty Peacocks. Here. I've told Jose how my sister can talk to Peacocks. If the Peacocks cover for me, take care of this game, I'll get my sister to record some Peacock for us so that we can use it before we break down these games. If they cover and get me paid, I want more on them, honestly, but it's not been working at this number, so I'm not going to. I'm on the St. Peter's Peacocks. Anything here before we get into NBA?
Yeah, what number did you get, Jim? Are you moving on the 7?
Yeah, I got 7 at -110.
Yeah, I'm with you. This was something I wanted to move on pre-game, but I didn't, or pre-show, but I ended up moving on it. Wanted to cap it with you. If you're on it, I'm on it. I'm on St. Peter's plus the 7. That's the number I wanted. I expect this to probably get to a 6.5, hopefully. Don't have a sample size right now, ticket-wise, on odds of logic.
You mean -7?
Say again?
-7.
-7. Yeah. Apologies.
No worries. Yeah. Sorry, keep rolling.
No, you're good. Let me pull this up again really quick. Sorry, a little thrown off when I got off screen. Let me pull this up right here. Yeah, so we don't have a ticket flow. So my apologies. I want this to get to a 7.5, and I know some spots have moved this up to a 7.5. Right now, we've got a couple spots. Circus still has the 7. We've got the 7.5 at FanDuel. Hope to see this move to a 7.5 at some point, but give me St. Peter's -7.
St. Peter's -7. The Sweaty Butcher in the house. Perfect timing because we're getting into NBA. And I've told you guys, I love hats, but my brother has an addiction. He has a hat company. He has about 500 hats that he has kind of let go of it over the last few years. But this is his company, 9 O'Clock Gun in Vancouver. So let's review all action, and let's also give a best bet here. A best bet here for Chang. Have you thought about what would be for you?
Yeah, it's going to be Ryder first half plus 3.5 -110.
God, I wish it would be nice if we could just add, if there was another. I don't like this was not a board where I liked many favorites. So, it'd be nice if you could just package St. Peter's money line into a spot here. But it's easy for me to say that St. Peter's would be my favorite spot because it's the favorite amongst the group. It's always more uncomfortable pressing the button on dogs. But I really like St. Peter's making amends for that loss. I like Rice too. But I will say it is. God, Rice. I'm stuck between Rice and St. Peter's right now, Chang. I guess I've not had much luck at this number. So I'm going to say Rice. But I am really confident with St. Peter's. But I would say I really like this spot with the schedule change and all this for Rice already on the road. If Rice wasn't already on the road, I wouldn't like this at all. But they're already on the road. It's a much more. So, yes, Rice Owls.
On the money line?
No. Your ball is much bigger than mine.
What is it, +6?
+6, yeah. +6. The solution says he has been talked into Michigan State. We don't usually hear Matty Ice talk with such strength. I mean, he always is confident in his action, but not screaming at us to get to the window immediately. Double-digit win, smash spot, and all that. There you guys go here. So let me just see if this line is. I'd love to see 5.5s pop up. It's not happening for Rice, but yeah, Rice +6, and then I guess second would be St. Peter's Peacock. So whatever you like the best, Chang, tying in with our guy Wine Time's first half action here on Ryder +3.5. All right, let's roll into NBA. Wine Time, we have missed you in NBA. You were crushing NBA before you left. How has it gone since then?
It's been incredible, honestly. I didn't post any of my action yesterday. I went 2-1 yesterday. Posted my action 2 days ago, and we swept the board up 3.7 units. We hit nice on the Hawks money line against the Celtics.
Oh, beautiful.
That was good money. And again, I posted all my action right before the show, guys. Literally right before we went live, so it's all posted on there. I'm gonna break down this card. I've got 4 plays locked in right now, but got 2 plays that I'm kind of itching to take. I'm gonna cap them out with you guys. I'm excited though. NBA's been probably my favorite sport to cap these last couple months. NFL's been a lot of fun too, but NBA's been. I feel like if I just stuck to NBA like these next couple months, like my ROI overall will be a lot better, because college basketball is definitely. I think I'm down like 13 units right now in college basketball, something crazy. It's not good. So NBA's keep me afloat, but I should probably just stick to NBA.
Sweaty Butcher, I knew you were crushing before you left. We're as a group, as a channel, we're having a monstrous NBA season, best we've ever had as a group. Sweaty Butcher said, I was trying to figure out what was different with Wine Time, then it clicked. He looks like a dad now. Congrats, my friend. He says, all right, let's get to work here. I've only made one bet, and usually I've not been making any bets. I think that this time in the afternoon now, I really believe that it's the reason why I'm succeeding. You're letting the market marinate. You're getting more injury information. You're still getting ahead of line moves. I really like it a lot. I think it's part of what's working. Let's roll. 7 p.m. Eastern. Los Angeles Lakers 28-18, 16-10 on the road. Washington Wizards 12-34, 8-15 at home at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Lakers 5-5 over the past 10 games, playing at 17th fastest pace, 98.65 possessions a game, shooting 49.4 from the field and 38.6 from 3. And they are coming off of a 30-plus point loss. And those are, I've told myself now that I have to bet them all, and I should stop picking and choosing between them because I have been. Because I'm not used to so many favorites or teams that were the favorite in the following game losing by 30 points. I'm not used to it. All of my career, it's been I'm getting a +8.5 or a +12.5. This year, it seems that they're -9s for teams that just lost by 30, and I'm just not used to it. It was a really ugly performance in Cleveland for the Lakers. The Wizards are 2-8 over the past 10, but they're making their backers a lot of money. 8th fastest pace in the NBA, 101.35 possessions a game, shooting 43 from the field and 32.3, shooting the ball very poorly. The Lakers play at the Knicks on Sunday, and there's no football on Sunday, and it will be all eyes on Lakers-Knicks. I don't think that affects the Lakers as much as I'm fading the Knicks today. I'm already on the Blazers +8. I don't think it is a big deal to the Lakers. Maybe it's not a big deal to the Knicks either, but they know, everyone knows that on Sunday night, the game of the day in all of sports is Lakers-Knicks on NBC. For the Wizards, they've won their first 2 games of this homestand. This is game 3 of a 5-game homestand. They're on the second half of back-to-back after winning their second straight game, 109-99 at home last night over the Milwaukee Bucks. So we have Los Chudy leaning to the over 230. The high owl on Ayton, 8+ rebounds. Spencer Penny Bombs is on Keyshawn George, 7+ rebounds and 5 assists. We'll get to Ayton. We'll get to the Derek Queen props here as well, high owl. But thank you for sharing that with us here. Kong, we did not move on Michigan State yet. Neither of us have. For me, also, anyways, I think I'd prefer just to move live. Honestly, I'm gonna be watching the game, and I thought that the breakdown was important, but I don't need to have pre-flop action. I got a ton. So let's take a look at this line history and hand it over to our guy, Wine Time Sports here for our first game on the board. Let's also pull up the injury. Actually, you know what? One time, can you go over, because I've got to move over from all my college basketball to NBA. So what I will talk about is who is in, who is out. For the Lakers, Luka questionable and AR-15 questionable here. So we've not seen him since Christmas. That is a we don't now. Maybe you say, well, AR-15 is not the star of the Lakers; he's a piece of the puzzle. Luka is dealing with left ankle soreness, so he hurt his ankle in Wednesday's loss to the Cavs. So I hate this. I wonder if AR-15 can go. Luka will maybe say, okay, well, it's okay that I don't go. On the other side of things, for Washington, it's very clean. Of course, Ice Trey out, Vukovic out, Middleton out, Johnson out, and Bagley out. So Sarr played sick last night and played pretty well here. So Matty Ice says going to be – oh, okay, sorry. Says you won't have a chance to move live. I like it. Jerry Jones, what do you mean with Buffalo, my man? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Take it away here for us, Wine Time. If you could set up the line history and the cash flow, I'll move everything over right now.
Yeah, this is an interesting game here. Right now, we currently are seeing, looking at the market, we've got 81% of tickets and 79% of cash coming on the Lakers. So that's going to give you nearly 19% of bets and 21% of cash on the Washington Wizards. This line opened up, I believe, around a 8.5, I think is what I saw last night. That's where I'm seeing at most books right now. You can get 9s pretty much now. I did see 9.5s pop up at some point. I do see some 9s across the board right now. I wouldn't be on the Lakers here. I know they're coming off a blowout loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a game where the Lakers actually kind of came out looking good in the first half. And that second half, that third quarter specifically, fell apart. I think they got outscored by 20-plus points in that third quarter, and that ended the game ultimately. Now Lakers on the road against the Washington Wizards, who coming off, 2 straight underdog victories. I was on them in both games. They've been playing some really good basketball these last couple of games. I don't expect them to keep playing good basketball going forward. Yeah, they have some young talent out there. I did see that Middleton will be out for this game, and that's a big piece because I think when he goes against a team like the Lakers, a veteran guy like him, I think he's one of those guys you have to worry about that when he stands in the corner and he gets some open threes, he's going to drill them. He's going to be able to knock down the mid-range, and he's one of those guys that probably would play really well against you and keep the Washington Wizards in this game. I'm not going to be on the Wizards despite wanting to be on them. The market, I wouldn't say the market's telling me to be on them because it's moving towards the Lakers, but with 80% of the cash on the Lakers, I kind of thought that this would have opened up at a 9.5 as well. I know the Wizards are playing better ball, but Lakers coming off getting blown out. If you look at these starting fives, guys, I mean, it's not even close. I mean, this is mismatches all over the court for the Lakers here. They should be able to beat these guys by 20-plus points. But something tells me here, which is why I haven't moved on this game ultimately, is that either Austin Reeves or Luka Doncic will be out for this game. I'm going to guess it's going to be Luka out there. I don't think there's going to be really anything exciting playing about at DC that he's going to want to go out there and play when they're playing at the Garden on Sunday. I think Reeves is going to come back, and Reeves is probably going to be on a minute restriction as well. I don't expect him to go out there and play 32 to 34 minutes as usual playing time. I don't expect that at all, probably 26 minutes. With that being said, you're going to get more minutes out of guys like Marcus Smart. I don't know if that's really going to benefit you. It's a tough spot. I'm going to stay away from this one, but I'm guessing the line isn't a 10 right now because one of these guys is going to be out. We just don't know which one it's going to be. I think it's going to be Luka. It's going to be a pass for me right now, but it's Wizards or pass. You know what I mean? I want to be on the Wizards. I do. Because these are the type of games where the Lakers are playing one of the bottom feeders and they're not even a double-digit favorite, and everyone's going to be like, oh, I want to take the Lakers in moneyline parlays, easy winner, and they somehow lose this game. But then again, that would mean the Washington Wizards would win 3 straight games, which is a lot to ask for. I'm passing right now, Jim. Long breakdown for nothing to move on it, but it would be Wizards or pass.
Do you think with AR-15 coming back that this falls under the category of star player returning?
I don't know, because I would probably say out of the 3 guys, he's probably the second guy you want out there on the court so far this year. When Austin Reeves is out there in the court, the Lakers are playing at a really high. It seems like he's kind of the best. And Luka's obviously better. LeBron's obviously one of the best ever, but I don't know. That's a good question. I guess you could say that he's a star player coming back. To the rest of the league, he's a star, you know what I mean? He's playing some really good basketball, but again, I just don't know his minutes and all that stuff. So he'll probably play, I'm going to guess, 26, 28 minutes here today in the first game. And Luka's not. I don't think Luka's going to play. That's got to be why this spread is not double digits yet.
I'm supposed to blindly bet these any team that loses by 30 plus.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to bet it right when the show is over. I want to know who's in and who's out. I want to see what the line changes. Chris Warren said Lakers are so mad, but this is the type of team they normally beat up on. Washington's playing too well right now. Godfather says if Sarr plays, Sarr's going to play. He's not on the injury report at all. I know he was sick yesterday, but he must be okay. So if Sarr plays, I lean the Wizards Friday night at home with Lake Show. Lakers in town. If line comes down, then he is off. Sweaty Butcher says take it alive. Spenny says Reeves is a legit bucket getter who can rebound and assist just as well as Luka can, and triple doubles just as easy.
He's a winner.
So I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna need more time. I can say this though, at least why I don't have to bet it. I can say, well, we have the team lost by 30 plus. You should blindly bet it. Or I can say, well, but the star player is returning, which is not something I want to back. I need more here. So nothing for me here in this first game on the board. Let's roll to Orlando, Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. God, every time I see Raptors Magic, I think of that horrible year where the Raptors had to play all their games in Orlando at the Kia Center.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yuck.
That's crazy. Holy crap. That was real life. That's nuts.
I know. Yuck. I just got back from Costa Rica. I was back for a month, and then the world shut down, which was great for my need to drink alcohol and bet horses, but it was bad for everything else. Let's roll. Raptors 29-20, 16-9 on the road at Orlando Magic 24-22, 13-8 at home at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. Let's set up this line history here. We have the Raptors opening up at plus 1.5. They went down to 1. They're at 2 right now. So it's a half-point move towards the Magic. From a total side of things here, we have a 219, opened up at 218.5, got up to 220.5, now at 219 here. I think it might just be moving as we speak, though, to 218.5. I'll have to see here in a second. We have saturated, moving on, Banchero under 1.5 threes made. Spenny Penny Bombs on Banchero, double-double. Banchero, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, plus 150. And Suggs, 5 assists, plus 110. And Texas Sports saying they got all the props available for Luka. Chris Warren on the under 221.5. Saturated is on the Raptors. So let's take a look at the cash flow for this spot. We have the 67% of the tickets and 87% of cash on the Raptors. 94.90 on the under. It seems like they're taking the under money seriously. The Circa has 94% of the tickets, 87% of cash on the under. They moved it 2 points down to 219. It doesn't seem like they're taking them action on the Raptors seriously, though. See, the Raptors opened up at -1 at 10:22 p.m. last night at Circa. They're now plus 1.5. That's a 2.5 point move there. Los Chudy is on the Magic -2 here. So Raptors are 6-4 over their past 10, playing at the 22nd fastest pace in the NBA, 98.06 possessions a game. Slightly slower than Orlando. They're 16th fastest, 98.87 possessions a game. Both teams are shooting the ball abysmally. I mean, these teams are playing. And not only that, the Raptors had the game where they couldn't miss and hit everything in sight and put up almost 150 points. That's within this last 10-game stretch. And they're shooting 31.8 from 3 over the 10 games and 45.7 from the field. The Magic shooting 44.3 and 32.7 44.3 from the field and 32.7 from 3. Raptors coming off having their 4-game winning streak snapped in an ugly 119-92 loss at home to the Knicks on Wednesday. One of the things that I'm getting much better at in basketball is I don't care if the line moves in the direction that you say, well, of course it's going to move in that direction because of fill in the blank. So that's not so. When the Raptors played the Knicks, it made no sense at all that it would open up at a pick'em. None. So who cares that it ended up closing at Raptors -4? Because the whole thing made no sense. And the books made so much money off of everybody. And I'm not good enough to flip and be on the Knicks on the second game of a back-to-back with travel, the Raptors sitting back waiting for them. Like, I'm not at that level. Maybe someday. Because I still see the line moving in that direction, and it does get me scared. But I knew not to bet the Raptors here. The opening line, more important than the market movement in lots of cases. Orlando comes in off snapping their 4-game losing streak, and it was the exact same deal. They won at Miami, 133-124. How were the Heat not a bigger favorite? The line made absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, again, I just stayed off of it. So, yes, I'm saving money, but I could be making it if I would just flip. Take it away for us here one time, my man, Raptors Magic.
Yeah, this is the first game I moved on today, guys. I actually have 2 units on this one. I am on the Orlando Magic. I moved on it was a -1.5, and I ended up buying down to a -1. Money line would have been -130, and -1 was -120. So I took the -120 right now. And I'm glad I did, because right now it's 10 cents more expensive. And I expected, I think the Magic are probably going to get to a 2.5 here. I think the Magic are going to take care of business here at home. Orlando Magic not playing some really good basketball lately. This is a team going into the season. How fun of a matchup would it be, Jim, to see these two teams in a first or second round playoff series, both healthy? This would be a really fun matchup, I think. I think the Raptors would probably take them out in 7 games, probably take them out in 6 games. But specifically this game, I think the line's telling us, the market, everything's telling us Orlando Magic here. The fact that they were a dog, the fact that they went to a -1, 1.5, and now a 2 at my board. And people are coming in betting the Toronto Raptors because they are the better team, Jim. I mean, in my opinion, I think they have the better overall team. But I just think this is an Orlando Magic spot. This is just one of those spots in the NBA where you look at and you're like, the books are telling you, Orlando Magic is the side here. So I'm going to be with the books here on this side with the Magic. Little juicy at -120. Don't take a lot of -120s in the NBA. But I wanted that. If it pushes, it is what it is at the 1. But I didn't want to pay -130 for the money line, so I just did the 1. So Orlando Magic -1, -120. Love this spot here.
You're right that the books are telling you this. They're telling us this. That's fair. But I don't understand at all why. We just see the Magic finally score nonstop and do whatever they want against their biggest rival. And we see the Raptors get embarrassed in front of their home crowd against the Knicks, a tired Knicks team on the second half of back-to-back. Why would the Raptors, who are getting healthier, now still no Pirtle, but you have the starting 5 that we're getting very comfortable with, quickly Ingram, Barrett, Barnes, and Murray Boyles, Jacoby Walter back off the bench. I mean, this doesn't make sense to me. Fernando Mendoza on Magic Moneyline. Kripke says Magic all day. Los Tudi on Magic -2. The solution on the under 219. I'm trying not to bet totals, and this isn't, to me. I mean, I guess the concern. Maybe I should. If I don't have enough action on this card, then I will bet this under. These teams are shooting so bad, but then my concern is, did the Magic wake up? Because you can get hot, you can start. I mean, the Magic just shot 42% from 3 and 50 from the field. They only turned the ball over 7 times. Maybe I shouldn't care too much about this line movement. It's just that the public is clearly backing Toronto. The only thing that's making me want the Orlando, and I'm not going to bet them.
Yeah.
The only thing is the market. That's it.
That's the only reason why. It's 2 units for me. It's literally market alone. Like I said, 7-game series, I think it would go 6, but I think the Raptors have the overall better team here. This was like a neutral court 1 game. You didn't give me a spread in the game. I would tell you Toronto's going to win the ball game. But I don't know. Just it seems like an Orlando Magic spot. And, Magic lost 4 games in a row going into that last game against the Heat. I don't know. Something just feels like an Orlando Magic spot. The market's just telling me. So I did 2 units on it. It's my biggest play of the day.
Wow.
Let's get to it. Yeah. They've
played once just before, a couple days before New Year's Eve. It was a 107-106 victory for the Raptors. I tell you guys this quite often, even though the pressure of falling apart in college basketball this month is being really heavy and weighing on me. There's certain times where I sit here and go, God, I'm so lucky. This is so much fun. And capping NBA with you one time, having you back. I'm loving capping NBA right now. There's so many. It's so intricate. There's so many moving parts. There's so much money involved. And I'm really, really enjoying it right now. Well, I have interest in the under. I can understand what Chris Warren's saying is this is already moved. I have some concern over if Orlando's woken up from how bad they were shooting. But I think if you take RJ Barrett off this starting 5, and bring in, let's say, put Jacoby Walter there, it's the best defense in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's RJ Barrett that stops that from happening. So I guess I have interest in the under, and I'm with the Godfather. If this market was telling a different story, I would be on the Raptors to bounce back here. And I mean, with 2 units on it, I guess I can't do that. You know what? It's possible that I message you at like 5:30 and 6. Go, have your feelings changed at all?
Yeah.
On with where the market is now. So maybe that might happen. You might get a message from me because I don't know. Let's roll on. We have wine time. 2-unit bet on the Orlando Magic -1, -120. So if we had asked, if Chang Kim had said, what are your best bets on the board in basketball today, you wouldn't have given that first half.
No, yeah. Orlando Magic is the best bet on the board for me today.
Okay. And Sweaty Butcher saying home favorites off of a loss, a big under trend as well. And Saturated saying likes Anthony Black. I like Anthony Black too. I like the way he plays. Just happy that I don't have to watch Cole Anthony. Okay, let's roll. Next spot here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Sacramento Kings 12-37, 3-21 on the road. Speaking of which, this is a wild stat. It's a cross-sport stat, but the Vancouver Canucks are on pace to have less home wins this year than the Vancouver Grizzlies had in their first season in the NBA. That's how bad the Canucks are right now. There's the great documentary on Netflix right now about the Grizzlies. It's really, really enjoyable if anybody looking for something to watch. I don't watch any fiction, so I did watch this, and it made me angry and sad. Made me angry and sad, and I miss them very much. Those were great, great times. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we have the Sacramento Kings 12-37, 3-21 on the road. Spenny Penny Bombs letting us know that Jaylen Brown is out here for the Boston Celtics. So Pritchard, White, Shearman, Hauser, and Queta. For the Kings, we have Schroeder, Clifford, DeRozan, Achua, and Reynaud. And we also have Joker in today, officially in today. So let's take a look at this spot here. We have Sacramento 3-7 over the past 10 on the second half of back-to-back after losing their 7th straight game, 113-111 at the Sixers on last night. They put in max effort to be victorious in that game. They're shooting the ball really quite well. 49.9 from the field and 38.4 from 3 over the last 10 games. Yeah, Boston playing at the 28th fastest pace. That's around where they've been most of the season. 96.15 possessions a game. They did speed up for a little bit there. 45 from the field and 35.3 from 3. It was an important showing of heart from Sacramento. They'd lost their previous 5 games all by double digits. This is game 5 of a 6-game trip. Celtics coming off their second loss in 3 games, 117-106 at home to the Hawks on Wednesday. It was shocking. You were on the Hawks money line. Imagine that was spectacularly bad. I was on the Hawks plus points. And I was telling the group this, that I've finally fixed what was such a problem with me but live, when I was not a team that I want, but think, oh, wow, Celtics are down 22. They always come back from this on the belt. I don't do that anymore. If it's not the sharp side or it's not my side, I don't care what the number is. That was why when I went over last year's live action on our NFL streams, that was killing me. I was winning everything else, and then I would, just because the number is so nice on a team that I don't like, that's not the sharp side. So this is game 3 of a 4-game homestand. I mean, let's take a look at this line right now. We have a total of 217. This opened up at 226. It's now at 217. I mean, do we really think that Brown out, that's worth 9 points? Celtics are minus 12.5. It went from 14 to 10 when Jaylen Brown was announced out. Come on, 9 points down to 217 with these teams shooting so much better. Sweaty Butcher, it's great, and it's important to talk about. It's important to talk about what we're fixing and how we're evolving. So that's a huge move. And yes, Sabonis out. We knew Westbrook and Murray out. We didn't think Sabonis was going to play the second half of back-to-back. That seems to me like too many points. That the total has dropped too much. So let's just take a look at the cash flow here. We have 84% of tickets, 78% cash on the under. I'm sure pros are going to go for the middle. 58% of the tickets, 78% of cash on Boston. It's too bad. I should have been aware of it. I mean, this has moved. When did everybody know that Jaylen Brown was not going to play today?
When I placed my bet before the show, Jaylen Brown was doubtful. Wasn't ruled out, so it probably happened. I mean, I guess at least in the last 2.5 hours, but I assumed he wasn't going to play.
So
he was ruled out. It says what, 5:30 a.m. actually? That says.
Much love, Spooner, my man. Much love, my man. So take it away because I'm interested in getting involved in this game. Take it away, my man.
I'm very interested and very involved in this game, Jim. Where's my guy Nasty Nate at Celtics smash? Like, come on. This is from start to finish going to be an absolute smash fest here. No Jaylen Brown. Look at this starting five for the Boston Celtics. It's disgusting. Yet they're laying 12.5 points now. Like, what? Like, it don't make no sense. They have Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. I get it. The Kings are bad, and DeMar DeRozan, I guess, just aren't going to be compatible basketball players going forward. It looks like, depending on what team they go to, it looks like they're one-on-one players, and that's how it's always going to be. That's how it's always been. And they have the two best players on the court, and yet they are a double-digit underdog here on the road against the Boston Celtics. Celtics coming off the loss to the Hawks. You know what I mean? This is a 20-point win here for the Boston Celtics. I think Peyton Pritchard's going to go wild. I think Derek White is not going to miss from three today, and I think that this isn't particularly close. Maybe DeMar and LaVine go off for 20 each. They play their little one-on-one game. Schroeder probably gets in a fight with someone. Other than that, I don't know. This Kings team is not good, Jim. It's kind of sad because going into the season, I couldn't have been more wrong on a team. I actually thought this team was at least going to get it together, win some games, but 12 wins? Like, we're about to be in February. Like, how do you only have 12 wins this season? It's absolutely wild. Give me the Boston Celtics minus 11.5, minus 110. It's a 12.5. Still take the 12.5. Take it up to a 13.5. Whatever it gets to, this isn't going to be close from start to finish. Maybe when it gets closer to tip off, I move on Boston first half. I don't know why I haven't yet. I probably should, but it's full game Boston Celtics smash spot.
I agree completely.
And the Kings covering, I mean, they were down by double digits the entire time. Who was it, yesterday or 2 days ago to Philly? They were down double digits the entire game. Yeah, they only lost by 3 points. But, again, you look at these Kings games, it's like you want to take them so bad because they're double digits. You see, like, their roster. You're like, okay, they got some guys that can score. And then you watch them play basketball out there, and it's like 32-14 at the end of the first quarter. And you're just like, what the – how? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, give me the Celtics.
I'm also going to get in the way of this total. 9-point swing. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm going to be on the over. I need to make sure that I time it right, though. I guess we're almost done the show, so I guess I want to just make sure that no one is – there's already been 5 cents of buyback here on one book. Let me see here if this is going up. Yeah, there was a bounce back and then it came back down. Let me see here. Is any site? So this just dropped another. Did you see any site going back up a half point or anything?
I have 217s pretty much everywhere. 217.5, I guess, at Bet MGM or ESPN Bet.
Oh, Chris Warren, that under 22.5. I completely get. Vincent says Boston team total over. That's what he's looking at. See. Oh, wow.
There are some 216s.
I only see one 216.5 at FanDuel.
216.5 at FanDuel. Yeah, that's all I see. Right now, I'm getting 217s at all my books that I'm able to take it at. So,
Sweaty Butcher says Kings don't get to 100. Look, the fourth quarter, if the Celtics are up 25, the fourth quarter will have, 65 points scored in it? I'm going to use the Kings here as well. I'm going to getting in the way of these massive total moves. Anything over 7 has worked very well. Generally, it's been based on, sharp action. Maybe this is as well, but it's also heavily based on injuries. And so this doesn't quite fit the system, but this is ridiculous. A 9-point swing with Sabonis and Jaylen Brown out. Like how many games have you watched? Now, Jaylen Brown's putting together an MVP type season, but we've seen Jaylen Brown go 2 of 9 from 3 and 4 of 11 from the field and use 15 foul line shots to get close to his average. Okay, I'm going to move on this, and I'm going to bet it as soon as I hand this one over to you, because I'm also on the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, this is a bet that Avdia was going to play. So let's, maybe these are spots that can blow up my face. I could have waited, but I wanted the Blazers here. Portland Trail Blazers 23-25, 10-14 on the road. Knicks 29-18, 18-6 at home. Madison Square Garden, New York. Both teams 5-5 over their past 10. Blazers playing 9th fastest in the NBA, but everybody's slowed down at this point. So that 9th fastest in the NBA is just 101.05 possessions a game. Portland shooting 44.6 from the field and 32.4 from 3, shooting the ball very poorly. Knicks 5-5 over their past 10, 26th fastest pace, 97.1 possessions a game, shooting 45.8 from the field and 35.1 from 3. The Blazers come in off their third straight loss, 115-111 at Washington on Tuesday night. So there's a couple things here. One, that was Tuesday. So is there a concern that they've had a couple nights off in New York City? No, and there could be, and I don't know. But I do like that they had the extra day off. And now they fly home tomorrow. They only get that one day off. They fly home, and they play immediately on Sunday, and they should be faded. I forget who they're playing offhand here on Sunday, but the Blazers should be faded. They're going to fly back home, especially if they play well here. If I win my bet here, they are a must fade on Sunday. A must fade. The Knicks come in, and it's just a 3-game road trip for them, too. I quite like it. The Knicks coming off their 4th straight win, 119-92 at the Raptors on Wednesday. It was very impressive. Second half back-to-back. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights, and they host the Lakers on NBC on Sunday night with no football. And everybody will be watching it. Let's take a look at the expectation here. McBride, Deuce doubtful, Hart probable. And everybody, Wesley, Thibault, Reed, Murray, Scoot out. Robert Williams questionable. It's just Avdia who I need. And come on. Friday night at Madison Square Garden. If your back is hurting, take something to make the pain go away and get out on the floor and play some basketball. Who doesn't want to play at the basketball cathedral in New York City, the most important stadium, a basketball stadium in the world, on a Friday night? He's going to. That's what I was thinking when I moved on it, was that he's going to play. That can blow up my face. This total opened up at 227, dropped down to 224.5. And from a spread perspective here, we have 7.5s across the board. And what did I get on my? I don't have it in front of me. I can't remember what I think I might have had to pay 5 cents and make it a -115. I'll double check there. We see 7.5 across the board. This opened up at 7. It moved to 7.5. Since then, Portland at -105 has gone up to -113. So there's been 8 cents of movement. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 76% of the tickets on the Knicks, but just 54% of cash. Perfect. 84% of tickets on the under, 93% of cash on the under. Take it away for us. Wine time. Blazers, Knicks.
Yeah, you guys know me. I love this Portland Trail Blazers team. I mean, maybe not from a fan standpoint, but making money off them is one of my favorite things to do. Specifically this season, they've just been so good to me every time I've backed them. Seeing their record overall against the spread, 27-21. I must have backed them at the right times. I'm going to have to look back and see what my record is backing these Trailblazers. But I'm right there with you, Jim. I'm buying up, though. I'm buying up to the +8 here, -120. Haven't tweeted this one out, so I will be adding this to my action. Wanted to talk this one out with you, but I already know where I want to go now, and it's with the Portland Trailblazers coming off 3 straight losses here. This team is gritty. Drew Holiday, one of the grittiest players in the NBA. He's always going to go out there and give you 100% effort. You got guys that can put the ball in the bucket like Shaedon Sharpe. You got Denny Advia. You've got some players on this roster. I mean, you're 23-25 for a reason. Going into this season, I don't think anyone could have said that they're almost a 500 team. I wouldn't have thought that 50 games in. And here they are. Are they going to lose a fourth straight game? Maybe. I don't think they lose it by margin, though. I actually think they could probably potentially win this game outright at the Garden. We're going to need Denny out there. Love watching Denny play. He can get to the bucket real quick. He can get to the free throw line. He's going to knock down his free throws. He's a gamer out there. And this Blazers team, you guys can't forget. I mean, Damian Lillard, one of the best players to ever play for this team, is expected to, I don't know when he's supposed to come back, but I know he's out there shooting on the court and all that stuff. They want to get to the playoffs to potentially maybe have Dame play, see what they can do when it matters most. When you have Damian, his whole career, he's been healthy for the regular season, mostly up until the last couple of years ago. And then the playoffs come along and all of a sudden, he gets hurt. Might be the opposite this year. I like this Blazers team. I like them here on a Friday night at the Garden. Don't get me wrong. Who's the better team here in a 7-game series? It's going to be the New York Knicks. Damian Lillard's out there in a 7-game series. It'll probably be a little bit closer, but I like this Blazers team, Jim, and I'm going to move on them. I'm buying up, though. I want the 8. I don't want the 7.5. It's minus 120. I'm going to take it again. Portland Trailblazers plus 8, minus 120. I think they're going to be able to stay within 1 or 2 possessions of this ball game. If not, even maybe win this game outright, maybe break up some parlay busters. A lot of people are going to have the New York Knicks in their parlays, money lines, the public and stuff on a Friday night, to end off the night. Maybe this is the parlay buster tonight. So give me the Blazers. I won't take them on the money line, even though it is a nice price. I won't do it. I'm going to take those 8 points they're giving me at minus 120.
Yeah, you're in business. You are in business. I did, this is such a bad spot for the Knicks. Constant travel, 3 games in 4 nights. The fact that they put it all together to beat the Raptors was extremely, extremely impressive. Wow. I look at this. Now I can get. This is great. So I moved on those Celtics spots I told you about. I got the over 217 at minus 110, and I got the 12 Celtics minus 12. I got that 217 over at 365, and I got the 12 minus 108 offshore. So we are in business here, and we have wine time moving on the Blazers. Plus 8 minus 120. I moved early this morning minus 115, so it's not changed much. And if the Knicks can do it again, God bless them. But I'm gonna fade it here. Vincent Hawkins taking it to the next level with Blazers money line. I respect that, Vince. I can't get there, but I respect it. Let's roll on. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Grizzlies Pelicans. Now who did we have moving? Oh, by the way, Stacks play today number 1 is Lakers team total over 119.5. We'll go over that again when we close up shop. But I thought, yes, Dougie Wise. So Dougie Wise free bands play of the day is the Pelicanos. So he is backing New Orleans Pelicans here at home versus the Grizzlies. Grizzlies 18-27, 8-12 on the road. Pelicans 12-37, 7-19 at home at Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. Memphis 3-7 over their past 10, playing at 12th fastest pace, just barely ahead of the Pelicans pace over the last 10 games. So Pelicans 13th, Memphis 12th. Memphis at 99.60 possessions a game. Pelicans 99.45 possessions a game. Both teams shooting the ball poorly, not quite to the level of Magic Raptors. So not horrific. But bad. The Pelicans shooting 46.1 from the field, which is pretty good, but 34 from 3. Memphis shooting 44.6 from the field and 34.8 from 3. Memphis comes in off their 4th straight loss, 112-97 at home to the Hornets on Wednesday. This is the first of a back-to-back for both squads. So it's first of back-to-back. They host the Timberwolves tomorrow night. Pelicans coming off having their modest 2-game winning streak snapped, and 104-95 loss to the Thunder on Tuesday. This is the first of back-to-back. They play at the Sixers tomorrow. So both teams have to travel after tonight's game. Spenny Pennybomb says easiest over on the board. I think teams have played 3 times this year and total is soared over each time. He's on Cam Spencer, 10 plus assists plus 135, double-double plus 210, Queen, 7 rebounds, 5 assists plus 250, double-double plus 375. Chris Warren says, now this play in New Orleans, I've yet to move on, but I'll listen. But I think the Pelicans may be a smash and grab opportunity here. The solution says this game is disgusting. I love bum fights. Maybe we need that on a t-shirt. Some midget wrestling going on behind me. And my new t-shirt out. Let's roll. I love bum fights. So let's roll here. We have New Orleans -2.5 and -112. Opening up a -1.5. Got up to 3 just before 1 a.m. Got up to 3 again at 7:30 this morning. And we're 3 for a while. Then dropped down to a flat 2. They're at 2.5 right now. We have a 1-point move towards the Pelicans. We've heard Spenny talking about his interest in this over. This total is at 2. Wow. Jesus. So this will be the first time that I've moved on the over when the totals dropped over 7 points. I move on unders when it goes up. We have it here again, 241.5 opener. 232 right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's dropping.
Wow. Shout out to our guy, Will Rondo. Says Raptors money line, Nuggets money. I love the way Will caps. He does not care that the Raptors go from favorite to dog. When I get so concerned about it, Will does not care. And I watch Will Cash constantly. Shout out to our guy Will in the house. I've copied and pasted that, Will. Thank you for the dono, man. Thank you for the support. And thank you to the Goracle as well for the support earlier and the dono earlier. So let's take a look at the cash flow and then hand this over. We have 54% of the tickets, 58% of cash on Memphis, 67% of tickets on the under, and 58% of cash on the under. I mean, this is an insane drop on a total. Insane. Now, other books open this up at 10:30 p.m. at 2:35, like Circa. So they're down to 232. They got down to 231, bounced back a little bit. Ronnie Crawford in the house. Great to see you, Ron, my man. Take it away for us here. This is an interesting one. I'm gonna menace in this one. Play of the day coming up here for our guy, Ron Crawford. We will be discussing it shortly. But take it away for us here, my man. Your thoughts on the Grizzlies, Pelicans.
Yeah, shout out to Will Rondo and the Goracle for doing donations. And shout out to our guy Stacks. We usually do a shot before every single time we break down NBA. Got one poured out ready for my guy. So cheers, my guy Stacks. Boom. As far as it's delicious. As far as this game goes, guys, I want to be on the Pelicans in some sort of way. I wanted to be on the over when I originally capped this game this morning. When I woke up, I saw it was the highest total on the board, and Jimmy knows me on these Fridays. I did that a lot last year. This year I haven't been doing totals as much, so I wanted to stay away, and I'm kind of glad I did now, Jim, because when I wanted to move on this, let me see what it was at. I believe it was at a 234. Yeah, 233.5 earlier this morning, and all of a sudden it's down to a 232. Still the highest total on the board. Most of the money and tickets are coming in on the under, and the books are adjusting this, so it's going to keep me off the total. Like I said, I haven't been doing totals this year in NBA after I think like the first or second week of the season. But sideways, I want to be on the Pelicans. Them being a favorite in general is always a little bit weird. And I know Memphis isn't playing good basketball. They're injured. Both teams are pretty injured. But Pelicans, I mean, they've got Zion out there. I think the Pelicans at home on a Friday night, Smoothie King Arena, New Orleans, I think they can take care of business here. Only 12 wins this season, but not enough for me to actually move on yet, Jim. But this was one of the games I had question marks next to going into capping this card with you. Were the Pelicans. I might get there. Just seeing them as a 2.5-point favorite against anyone, I want to get involved. And I know most people are going to be like, why? Why do you want to get involved in a team that's won 12 games this season? It just something tells me that this is a Pelican spot. The books are telling me that this is a Pelican spot. Looking at the market, 54. I wouldn't really say the market's getting me there because it is at 54.58. I wouldn't say is a public spot. So I don't know. It's a Pelican spot for me, but not enough for me to move on yet.
I don't know if I'm there yet either. Murphy, Jones, Bay, Williamson, Derek Queen. So they're starting 5 in business. No question marks around the Grizzlies starting 5. Pippen, Ja, Jerome, Edie, Clark, Aldama all out. So it's Spencer, Coward, Wells, Jackson, Chalk Lawndale. I mean, oh, wow. Molly's 34. Birthday. Need a pick. Ron Crawford. I know what Wine Time's pick is going to be. Happy birthday to Molly. Love to the fam, Ron.
Let's go.
That's exciting. Ron's 34-year-old daughter, and we have our guy Wine Time's daughter is how many days now?
She was 2 weeks on Tuesday, so it's Friday. So 17 days now?
So cool.
It's crazy. It's like time's already flying. Like, what the hell? 17 days already go by. It's nuts.
My God. Just squeeze them as much as possible because Ella's 8.
Yeah.
And I will never get this squeeze baby Ella again, or 2-year-old Ella or 3-year-old Ella. It's just heartbreaking. I squeeze Carter nonstop because he's going to be too big soon, man. All right. I have decisions to make here. I do think I can understand the trepidation that Chris Warren has, because looking at this starting 5, there's no doubt who's got the better starting 5 on the floor. It's the Pelicans. It's not question. There's no question.
Yeah, with the Grizzlies injuries, it's the Pelicans do have the better starting 5 out there.
So, and then you have the 7 wins at home Pelicans going up against the 8 wins on the road Grizzlies. Now, yes, Pelicans have played 26 games at home. Grizzlies only played 20 games on the road, so that kind of skews it. But they should probably be bigger favorites, or the line should continue to move. Every time it's gone to 3, it's come back to 2.5. Circa opened this up at 2.5, and it hasn't moved. So from an X's and O's scenario, yes, the Pelicans are a better team. Why are they not a bigger favorite? So I tell you what I will do, though. I'm going to go up against these Sharps moving this line, this total way down. It's too much. And this is why I love this time of day. And I haven't been moving on these overs. I've only been betting the unders when it goes up, but I'm going to stop that. I'm going to get these market moves. Like the advanced models would be that far off. My ROI is very good doing this. Come on. Like these advanced models are going to be off by 10 points or 9 points. This isn't even injury related. The Celtics game's injury related. So I'm going to move on the over in this one.
I like it. Spenny's there with you too. Spenny said this game's going over. That's like when I capped it this morning, when I saw the high total with both these teams, I'm like, who's going to stop who out there really? So I like the move. It's moved a lot down. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to move on the over, now's the time, I feel like. Or do you wait and see if it goes down even more? Do you think it goes
I predict you got it. At some point, you got to take a stand and say this is the floor. So yeah, no, Chris, I completely understand your trepidation. I share it. It should have opened up. Let's say it's fine that the Pelicans open up at 2.5. It should move to 4 if it was for sure the right side. And Coin saw the Pelicans at -2.5 at Circle last night, 10:30. And thank you from Will Rondo, says congrats, wine time on fatherhood. There you go. And he says he's fading the Magic play. See, he's a real gambler. He's a real gambler, man. He doesn't mess around. Will, he's like you. You guys both have unit sizes that I'm hoping to get to not too far from now. Let's roll on, though. I'm moving on the over. We move on. 9 p.m. Eastern. Cleveland Cavaliers 29-20, 12-9 on the road. At Phoenix Suns 29-19, 16-6 at home Mortgage Center in Phoenix, Arizona. I think I'm wrong now that I've sat with this game for a little while. I thought that maybe the 4.5 is the perfect opening line. And maybe I should have said, 4.5 is where I would have opened it. And yes, the line will move to Phoenix because everybody's been cashing off Phoenix and they just cashed on them last night. Maybe that's how I should have looked at it. I didn't. For some reason, I wanted it to move at least towards the Cavaliers. You got the outlier performance by Brooks. He goes for a career-high 40. If you don't get an outlier performance without Booker, what's going to happen? Well, the Suns are going to lose. So let's just take a look at the injury report after a shoot-around. Green questionable. We think Green will play. Booker out. Garland, Mobley, and Strus out. So I guess I can feel somewhat comfortable with this line movement. Cavaliers playing at 10th fastest pace, 100.05 possessions a game, shooting the ball beautifully, 48.9 from the field, 38.5 from 3. Phoenix, 21st fastest pace, 6-4 of their past 10, 98.20 possessions a game, 44.8 from the field, 34.8 from 3. Cavs coming off their 5th straight win, 129-99 home to the Lakers on Wednesday. I never back teams after 30-point wins. I guess that's another problem. This is game 1 of a 5-game road trip. Suns are on the second half of back-to-back after winning 114-96 at home over the Pistons last night. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights. I mean, this has got to just be a must-fade, but coming off a 30-point win. This total is at 219.5. Opened up at 221.5, so we've dropped 2 points to 219.5. And then when we get to the point spread here, we have Cleveland -3.5, a -108. They opened up 4.5 and it quickly went to 5. Why did it drop to 3.5? I mean, it is a back-to-back with no travel. Ronnie Lofton saying that Suns D is legit. It is. It is. And then when we get to the cash flow here for the spot, we have 57% of tickets and 87% of the cash on Phoenix. You know, I'm thinking about respecting it. 84% tickets and 89% cash on the other. I'm thinking about respecting it. Wine Time, take it away. Your thoughts here for Cavs Suns.
I respect anything anyone bets in this game because I couldn't find a side when I capped this game this morning. I couldn't find a side when I'm looking at it right now. From a market standpoint, we saw what Phoenix did yesterday. I was on them on the money line yesterday. They got a nice win. I don't want to go back to the window here, though. But I kind of do because Cleveland coming off such a blowout win against the Lakers, beating them by 30. It kind of makes sense to take the Phoenix Suns. So for that reason, I'm not going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for that reason, I'm just going to stay off the Phoenix Suns. I got my money with them yesterday. They've been doing well for me this season when I've taken them. I don't want to just kind of keep rolling it over with them just because they've been winning for me. Suns are playing some really good basketball, though. I mean, trading away KD, getting some defensive pieces, guys like Dylan Brooks, and just guys, it seems like they're playing a lot more together as a team. So Suns, I like everything they're doing right now. I thought going into the season they were going to probably have like a down year, be like a sub 500 team, but they're playing some good basketball. When Devin Booker's healthy, this is a good basketball team. So right now, Circa has 3? They're hanging a 3, and it's kind of split right now. It's actually not split at all. It's mostly 3.5s all across the board right now. What did this line open up at, Jim, last night? This opened up at 4?
4.5.
4.5, yeah, 4.5s. Got to a 5.5 at DraftKings last night at one point, and now it's all the way down to a 3. I don't know. It's obviously sharp money coming in and moving this. I know. I mean, when you're in the NBA, when you're betting the NBA like us, and you see that much cash on a side, you kind of not want to be on that side. But in this case, it seems like the books are somewhat respecting it. I don't know. So shout out to anyone that's actually going to bet this game. This is not the lowest total on the board, but the under kind of looks appealing. But again, 84% of tickets, 89% of cash coming in on the under. I'm going to stay away from this game, but this is probably, other than Detroit, Golden State. I mean, Toronto, Orlando's a pretty good game too, but this might be one of the better games of the day, and I have nothing on it. It just, I couldn't find anything in this game. I was on the Cavs when they took care of business against the Lakers, and I was on the Suns last night. So it's like, I'll watch this game, maybe bet it live at one point. If Phoenix goes down, no, I shouldn't say Phoenix. I don't know. I'll probably just stay away from this game. It won't even be a live spot for me.
I think if Phoenix would go up, they have to be tired at some point. If they have a great first half, if they're up 10 at the break, the Cavs live is probably a must bet.
When did the Cavs play Lakers? Was that Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday,
yeah. Okay.
This is game 1 of a 5-game trip, so they're just getting started. Let's roll on. 9 p.m. Eastern, the talk here in the chat. We also had Jose texting about it. The Joker is back. Clippers 22-24, 9-15 on the road. All of a sudden,
sweet. Clippers
going to menace in the playoffs, and with all the bad press that Kawhi got this year with his contract, I'm happy that that he's stepping up, showing some character and some heart. And same with Harden, as well. Drewski says Clippers smash. Obviously we gravitate towards the opposition when the star player returns, and which is, Drewski talking about it, and I imagine that will be there as well. Spenny Pennybomb says 350 for a triple-double for Joker. Wow. Oh, that's changed. Oh, I guess he's on a time limit restriction. Yeah. And Zubac is not a chump. So Zubac, he'll give him a game, John Collins at the 4 as well. So let's roll. Clippers 9-1 over the past 10, 24th fastest pace, 97.39 possessions a game. Shooting the ball nice, 48.8 from the field and 37.7 from 3 over the 10 games. Then we have the Nuggets 7-3, 94.45 possessions a game, second slowest in the NBA, 45.7 from the field and 36.8 from 3. The Clippers here are, winning basketball games and looking good doing it. Took out Utah very, very easily. Completely took over the game when they needed to. They've won 3 straight games. They've won 9 of 10. Their only loss was at Chicago. They didn't show up for some reason. And here, this is game 2 of the trip. It's not the first half of back-to-back. They play at Phoenix on Sunday. I don't see why we wouldn't want to back them here. But let's take a look and put it all together. Nuggets have their star returning. They handled it all very well. They are coming off 109-107 loss. They're coming off the 107-103 victory versus Brooklyn. That was on the heels of that 109-107 loss, and we backed them against Detroit. I stayed off of that Brooklyn spot, and now this is game 3 of a 4-game homestand. They have the Thunder on deck on Sunday. Thunder cost me. They just didn't play well at all last night. So let's take a look at the line history here. We have Denver plus 1.5. Opened up plus 5.5. Got up to 6, 6.5. Got up to 7. At 2 p.m., this was a 7. My heart breaks for those that are on the Clippers at -7. But I imagine there's some people quite happy with Denver plus 7 at this point. If anybody was on Denver plus 6.5, 7, I would middle it 100 times out of 100 there. This totals at 218. So when the announcement happened, around 2 o'clock, between 2 and 2:30, this went from 211 to 218, a 7-point move on the over here in this one. And then when we get to the cash flow, we have 70% of the tickets on the under, 77% cash on the over, 51% of the tickets on the Clippers, and 81% of the cash on the Clippers. That doesn't mean that much. I don't think we should put any information, put a line through that stuff because of the change. Take it away for us, my man. Clippers, Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that a lot of people are probably looking at that were on Denver and pointing and laughing at wine time, as you should, because I did get in at the 6.5 for the LA Clippers. Did anticipate Joker on coming back today. Wasn't even in my cap that he was potentially going to come back today, so that's on me. I'll take it there. I'm going to double up. I'm not going to double up on Twitter and double up on here, but I'm going to move on the Clippers here, money line -120. Currently seen right now, and I'm going to double up on here. Joker coming back, I definitely don't like to see getting a worse number on the end, but I mean, I don't know. The Nuggets were playing kind of just fine without Joker, which is kind of surprising. Still sitting here 16 games over 500, halfway point through the season. Looking pretty good. I don't expect Joker to play more than 25 minutes tonight. I mean, don't get me wrong, though. Spenny could be going somewhere with that triple-double because he could probably get it in 20 or 25 minutes, but it doesn't mean they're going to win this game. I think the Clippers are going to win this game and win it by margin. Clippers are playing some really good basketball. Before, when me and Jimmy were capping NBA from October to December, I was off the last, 3 weeks. The Clippers, I mean, what was their record at that time? Not what it is right now. I mean, they had like 10 wins at the time. This team is almost at 500. We talked about this team was going to get better as the season goes on if Kawhi and Harden are healthy. I mean, when you have two guys that are averaging 25 and 27, you're starting 5. You got a guy like Chris Dunn that can pretty much D up anyone in the league, make the open buckets. You got guys like Zubac that are going to do the dirty work for you. You got guys off the bench that you just got all kinds of guys on that roster that aren't afraid to play up to their roles. And I think going on the road tells you something, still being a favorite in Denver. I know Joker's back and this was a 6, but I'm surprised that actually the Clippers are kind of the favorite here. Maybe not. I would probably think the Nuggets would be like a -1 rather than a +1, +1.5, but whatever. I'm going to stick with the Clippers here. I'm going to double up Clippers money line as well, just because I'm getting a better line here. And I think the Clippers still take care of business. And if they don't win by 6, they just win this game. It covers my -6.5. So it is what it is in that case. But yeah, I'm on the Clippers here, Jim, despite Joker being back. I'm not going to tweet out the money line because I already tweeted out the 6.5. I just don't want to double up on this game publicly and for the show purposes, but I am going to have another bet on the Clippers.
It makes sense. I can understand, the cappers in the chat, like the solution and Kripke being on the Denver Nuggets. Just fading the star player returning has just worked for too long. It's not a black and white, like it works every time or anything of that nature. It could lose here. So it's not like it wins every time, but the ROI is just too good over a long period of time, and I have to bet it. I have to bet it every single time. Like I'm supposed to bet the 30-point team that loses by 30 points, but it's been really messed up this year with good teams losing by 30 points and then coming out as 10-point favorites. I have to bet the Clippers. I'm also going to bet the under. These teams are playing at a very slow pace. I think the 7-point move with Jokic back is too many.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bet the under, and I want to get these totals in as soon as possible. I'm sure they're moving quickly. So we just have 2 games left before I can get these section in. So, oh yeah, Solution, I feel you, and you too, my man. And you could easily be right here. Saturated says that think this flips to Nuggets' face. That is a question. Whether or not we should wait even longer with the Clippers. I think I'll have that idea over the next 15 minutes or 20 minutes if I should. I expect not to, though. I expect that gamblers to believe that the move on the total and the move on the side is too much. But we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. We have Tommy in the house. Turnbuckle Tommy. Raptors plus 1.5. Toronto, Orlando under 220.5. Jazz team total over 114.5. Lakers team total over 118.5. And he is on the under here in this one. And I'm going to be on the under as well. We've had a huge move here. Yes. Oh, do I think fading is better in hockey or basketball? I think it's better in basketball. But it works in all sports for me. But I think it works best in basketball because they have just a bigger, you have a bigger effect on the game generally because it's just such a smaller roster. Less people are on the court or field or rink or whatever. I get it, Tommy. I get it. It's just this move towards Magic is hard to understand, and I don't really understand it here. Let's roll. Next up for us, Brooklyn Nets, Utah Jazz, 9:30 p.m. Eastern here. Lamont back in the house. I love it, my man. My man, Lamont. Man, he money. Brooklyn Nets 12-34, 6-17 on the road. Utah Jazz 15-33, 10-16 at home. Most important part of this game is Danny Wolf is starting at the 4, not MPJ. He is out. Williams, Porter out. Highsmith out. Cam Thomas probable. Clowney questionable. For the Jazz, Nurkic out. Markkanen out. So it's Filipowski and Hendricks show. Then we have Love out, so very few bigs available here for the Jazz. It's a pretty ugly lineup. Taylor Hendricks, so I mean he's going to be getting the run here. So this is a pretty tricky cap. It's a pretty tricky crap. Maybe crap is better. Maybe that's a better term. Maybe that was. But it's pretty tricky here. Putting this together with the change of roster. I mean, now you have Danny Wolf and Hendricks battling at the 4. It's ugly. So let's set this one up here. We have the Jazz. God, I don't have a good feel for this Jazz basketball team. When I have them full game, they are in complete control and then fall apart in the last quarter. It just happened, or the last half. It's just, I don't have a good read here. I came close to backing them against the Warriors on Wednesday, and I was very lucky that I didn't. They lost 140-124. The Nets have been showing heart these last 2 games. At Phoenix, losing 106-102. We were on them then. And then at Denver, 107-103. I stayed off that spot. It was the Michael Porter Jr. return game. So that was last night. So this second half of back-to-back for them. So let's take a look at line history and hand this off to our guy, Wine Time. Oh, sorry. Let's move back to, I don't know why this is not. Let's see if we can get it here. Okay, here we go. So line history-wise, we have Utah minus 3.5 and minus 110. They opened up at 2, got up to 3, got up to 4. So they're back at 3.5. I think that's the right look, especially if the Nets get off to a good start. We can move live on Utah. It's hard for Brooklyn not to be, tired at this point. This total opened up at 225, and I've got up to 220 now, 226. I mean, you play your heart out in elevation, and then what do you get for that? You go to, more elevation and take on Utah. It's a very tough spot. Von Polo in the house. He's on Brooklyn team total under here. Lamont Williams is on Jazz money line. Take a look at the cash flow. This is going to be fun. I'm going to have a big, juicy NBA card tonight. It's going to be fun. We have cash flow-wise, 85% of the tickets, 87% cash on the under, 75% of the tickets, and 91% of the cash on Brooklyn, and the books laughing. Take it away for us here, Wine Time, Nets Jazz.
I'm on the Utah Jazz here, minus 3.5, minus 110, adding it to my card. Didn't tweet it out before the show. And yeah, shout out to 40 Kid said Walter Clayton needs more minutes for the Jazz. I don't get why he's not even he should be playing 20 minutes a game at least out there. It's kind of surprising to see, probably even more, probably in the 25 to 30 minute range. It's really good in college, but this Jazz team's young. Both teams, these two bottom feeders in the NBA right now. This is a bum fight on a Friday night in Utah place. I think it's kind of a tougher place to play. And between these two teams, when you look at both of these lineups and compare them, I think Utah probably has the better starting five out there. When you compare the two lineups, it's probably not even close, honestly. Keontae George is probably going to be the best player on the court in this game. He's playing at a really high level. I mean, this kid is averaging 24 points a game right now. They're still missing their big man too, Larry Marketing. This Jazz team, I feel like they've got some nice pieces on this roster. They can't ever pull together wins, but the next couple of years, if they keep building around some of these guys, some of this young talent guys like Ace Bailey, Keontae George, maybe they have a decent future coming up. But as far as this game goes, I am on the Jazz. I think they win this game. They're a favorite here for a reason. Being at home, I think they have the better team. Everything pretty much, it passes everything for me. The eye test, the market right now. I mean, I almost don't believe this market, Jim. I mean, why is 75% of the public coming in and taking Brooklyn right now? Because they did cash yesterday. ATS, they didn't win the game outright. They made it close towards the end. So people have been cashing on the Brooklyn Nets, but that's just kind of surprising to me that you're seeing this much tickets and money on it. I almost don't believe it. But with that being said, makes me like Utah even more. Market, eye test, everything aligns in this one. Give me Utah -3.5, -110 in this bum fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think the idea from the book or from the gamblers, they're saying, Nurkic and Markkanen and Love, the three bigs out for Utah, is more detrimental to the team than just Michael Porter Jr. being out for Brooklyn. And I don't know if that's the case because of the rest situation. So I like where you're at here.
I don't get how anyone could actually seriously bet the Brooklyn Nets in this game. I mean, look at their starting five. It's pretty damn bad. Utah Jazz starting five isn't so horrible when you look at it. So I won't be surprised to see this get to a 4 or 4.5. That's probably where this line should be, honestly.
Let's roll into our final spot on the board and then do our review and then get in our extra action for this evening. It's a freaking weekend, man. 10 p.m. Eastern, Detroit Pistons 34-12, 15-7 on the road. Golden State Warriors 27-22, 17-7 at home at the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. Detroit 7-3 over their past 10, 18th fastest pace, 98.55 possessions a game. Shooting the ball okay from the field, poorly from three, 46.5 from the field, 32 from three. Warriors 6-4 over the past 10, playing second fastest pace in the NBA over the last 10 games, 1 to 3.7 possessions a game, shooting 48 from the field and 37.3 from three. Kuminga out and Santos probable. I do not enjoy watching him play basketball, so I don't need him out there. I've not handled the Warriors well this year. I think the Warriors and Jazz have been the two teams that I just haven't handled well. For the Pistons, LeVert, questionable. That's the only situation going on for them. I mean, this is a Pistons team that really failed to show effort and heart. It was a pretty surprising. I mean, I'm not going to say that they let Brooks bully them, but they certainly let Brooks beat them. And that's got to not sit well. There's a lot of guys that, you're like, okay, well, look, sometimes KD's going to get you, or sometimes Steph's going to get you. But when you're like, oh, God, Brooks got me, shit. Like, you sit with that, and you're like, that he's smiling ear to ear in your head. So you got to think that the Pistons bounce back, but it's their third game in 4 nights. The Warriors are also coming home from a trip. This is a bad spot for them. It's a bad spot for both. Chris Warren on the Pistons money line. Turnbuckle Tommy on the Pistons first half. Von Polo likes the spot for Golden State. I don't like when teams come home off of a trip personally. But, they're not on the second half of a back-to-back. Let's take a look at the line history and then see what Wine Time thinks the move should be here. Where the hell is my? Oh, here we go. So line history wise, we have this total at 224.5. It's dropped a half point from the 225. Did get up to 225.5 before it started dropping. And then point spread wise here, we have the Warriors minus 2.5. Huh. I guess, I mean, the question is, do we respect that move? I think it's this. I think that this opening line doesn't make sense. You know, with the Pistons on second half back-to-back. So the fact that it's moving towards the Warriors should not concern us. I think. I'm trying to get to that point where I focus on the opening line and not the movement in situations like this. And let's see if cash flow will help. We have 62% of tickets and 84% cash on Detroit.
Yeah.
These are situations where I have to stay off. I can't. It's okay not agreeing with it. We already know Circa has 55% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on the Pistons, and they moved the Warriors from pick'em to -3. Now it's back to 2.5, but I got to stay off of this spot. Take it away here for us, man. Wine time, any interest?
This is a wine time special right here. Yeah, give me the Golden State Warriors here. Shout out to my guy Spenny Penny. So this line should be flipped. I think it should be flipped, honestly. Maybe not so much Golden State Warriors being at home because, I mean, at home they are. I think it's 17-11 and something like 17-7, is it? I had it right here. Apologies. I have it right here. They are 17-7 straight up at home. Pistons are 15-7 on the road. So Pistons, good road team. I love the Golden State Warriors here today, Jim. I know Pistons coming off the loss to the Suns. I think that this is a Warriors spot. I think the line in the market's very telling. The general person's going to come in here and bet Detroit. Seeing Detroit as an underdog against Golden State Warriors without Jimmy Butler, this Warriors team is going to be a first-round exit when it comes to the NBA playoffs. Detroit, I don't think, is a first-round exit when it comes to the NBA playoffs. I think Detroit is the better team here. You're probably saying, why aren't you going to take Detroit as a dog then? Because they're a dog for a reason. Golden State is -2.5, I think, very much for a reason. I think that this line probably isn't too far off, though, being at home. I think that they probably should be more of a -1 or -1.5. I think at 2.5 if Jimmy Butler was playing. I mean, if Jimmy Butler's playing, is Golden State a -3.5, -4 in this game? If so, then that's kind of crazy. Because look at Detroit, how good they've been, especially as an underdog this year. 7-1 straight up as an underdog. That's really impressive. You guys know me since going back to last year. I tell Jimmy every time we talk about Detroit, I like this team. I like the starting five that they have out there. I think they're built for the playoffs. If they can stay healthy, I think they'll have a nice playoff run this year. But I think Golden State's a first-round exit. But I think that this is Friday night in the Bay, 7:10 p.m. start over here on the West Coast. All the boys are going to be ready to go over there in San Fran. They're going to be ready. They're going to be locked and loaded. And I think Curry's going to have himself a night in front of that crowd there. So give me the Warriors. I moved on it pre-show. It's the same line that I tweeted out. It was -2.5, -110. You can pretty much find that everywhere. And this was close to a 2-unit play, but it didn't quite get there. But I love the Golden State Warriors here tonight. I think they take care of business against the Detroit Pistons.
I get it. I get it. I did not. Stayed off of that spot. We'll do a review of all action here now.
Shout out to my guy, Nasty Nate, in the chat. Good to see you, my guy. Shout out to you.
We'll be rocking soon.
Let's go. 55 days or 54 days, something like that?
Oh, God, I need it so bad. But I need to have a good 55 days before getting there. Let's review all action here in NBA. You know what? I'll get Wine Time to review both his college basketball and NBA. How about we'll do that? So Wine Time, review your college basketball and NBA here for Friday, January 30th, the triumphant return of Wine Time Sports. Take it away.
Let's go. We are starting it off with Providence +4.5 first half -105. We are on Ryder +3.5 -110 in the first half. We are also on the University of Pennsylvania, Penn +6 -120, paid a little bit of juice there. And we're on St. Peter's -7 -110. That was an addition. I haven't actually tweeted any of this out. And I'm very close to pulling the trigger on Rice +6. I have question marks next to. Quinnipiac -9. I have question marks next to. And Cornell, -5.5. I'm pretty close to moving on Cornell as well. So I'll let you know on Cornell. Pretty close to the window on that one. That's probably the closest one that I will get to. But yeah, and then that's my college basketball. As far as NBA goes, guys, my additions that I did prior to Twitter, Trailblazers +8, -120, playing in the Garden against the New York Knicks tonight. We are on the Utah Jazz -3.5, -110. And then the card that I tweeted out before the show, Magic -1, -120. 2-unit play. It's going to go down as 1 unit, though, for show purposes. Warriors -2.5, -110. Clippers -6.5, -110. And Boston Celtics, shout out to my guy, Nasty Nate, absolutely smash today, -11.5. Celtics by 20. Take the alternative line, whatever you want to take. I love this card today, Jim. So happy I got to break down these games with you today, my guy. It was much needed, and hope, like you always say, hope we're richly rewarded.
Yes, I do as well.
Denny suspended. Is that real?
I'm finding that out right now.
Let's see. Homecoming. I have not seen anything.
I don't have that anywhere.
Nothing. Scaring me, saturated. Goddamn.
Anybody? I mean, he wouldn't. I don't see it though.
News.
Else?
2 hours ago, nothing. Yeah, no, nothing. As of right now.
Huh.
That's interesting. Getting into a fight with a fan. What? Is that real? Let me look at the altercation. Fan altercation. Hold on. Fan altercation. Nothing. I've seen nothing. November 12th. That was the last thing it said about something with that. Yeah. Don't see that anywhere.
He says he's going to repost it.
Sometimes there's those pages out there. If it's Twitter saturated, it'll be like, I know On3 has like a non-On3 where they give you false information. It's just clickbait and stuff like that. So no, yeah, not 4 hours ago. We would know that by now. Something would be posted online.
Oh yeah, so they're saying that he got in a physical altercation with a fan. The league is investigating.
Oh wow.
But I don't. Okay.
Where are you reading that on, Jim? Is it on Google or is it on Twitter?
Saturated just retweeted it.
Oh.
So it's but this was 5 hours ago. It says as a result, Avdia has been suspended for tonight's game. 5 hours ago from Jake Morrison, who is a Scotty Barnes satire account. So there's nothing online right now here.
Yeah, something would pop up on Google if it was 5 hours ago. There's no way like you Google fan altercation and it doesn't pop up right away.
Yeah, there a bunch of people are saying it's fake in the underground thing. So, okay. No worries, Saturated. You just want us to have all the information. That's all. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. You didn't do that to screw us up. No, it means don't worry. Keep anytime this is a show about information, and that's what you thought you were doing. So, no problem, buddy. Wine time. It is wonderful to have you back. Cannot wait to break bread, man. We are all so excited to see you in San Antone.
Oh.
But pop your X handle here in the chat. Hit that link. Support our guy Wine Time Sports. Wine Time, I'll be in touch, man. And congratulations. I give our love to Dez. What a great job. What a great parents you're going to be. And little Emmy in the house. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So congratulations. The family growing, and we love you guys, and we miss you. So thank you for being back in business with us. Do any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Oh, man, love doing this with you, Jim. My favorite thing to do, breaking bread with my guy, Jimmy the Bag. Shout out to Stacks as well. Couldn't make it with us today. Hope to see him next week. And, Jim, catch us right here. I'll be here tomorrow morning with our guy, Davy Cabin Guns Picks, all about the hoops right here on Pub Sports Radio. We switched it from the tailgate to All About the Hoops a couple weeks ago. Not doing super well in college basketball so far this season, guys, but we've got plenty of time. This is the time when it matters most, when it's leading up to March, when this type of basketball actually matters. We'll be breaking down college basketball, NBA. And guys, don't forget, Palooza coming up March 25th. I'll get there on that Wednesday. I believe it starts that Thursday. So whenever you can get in, guys, get in. Book that ticket. Get to San Antonio if it's just for a couple days. Meet us, hang out with us, have a drink with us, break bread with us, watch sports, and watch some Eskimos fight on a Friday night while we playing poker in the back room. So I'm looking forward to it, Jim. Love you, my guy. Shout out to Jose as well as always. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
There he is. Wine Time Sports in the house. Let's put a bow on the proceedings and bring on the backbone. We haven't even seen him yet today, man. We miss him. Please welcome our guy, Jose Bouquet. Jose, how are you?
We're doing all right. I'm packing because I have a birthday thing this weekend. Not my birthday this
Where you
weekend,
guys
so I won't be
going
in town.
Where are you going?
It'll be fun. Outside of Austin, basically.
Oh,
I don't know really where it is.
It's going to be fun. Are you excited about it?
Helga's not going, and it's a bunch of strangers, so we shall see.
Why are you going?
You know, I'm just a nice guy. Just a nice guy. You get invited to something, you feel like you have to go.
Let's review all action here with our guy, Jose Bouquet. In NHL, I got 3 bets on that game. I was very pleased to see what's happened with the market. I have moved on the full game under 6.5 minus 115. That is moving in my favor at this point. It's a flat 6. Then I have the Blackhawks first period. Got that at plus 120. That's where it is right now. And I got the first period under 1.5. It's at plus 115. That hasn't changed. And that doesn't change. It's wild when the full game changes drastically. The first period still rarely moves. So I got 3 spots there. In college basketball, there will be more moves being made. I think I'm going to go over a couple things, but I'm on. Oh, sorry. Where the hell is it? Here we go. I've got 5 bets I've made. Cleveland State plus 7.5, Dartmouth plus 15, Pennsylvania plus 5.5, Sacred Heart plus 8.5, and St. Peter's minus 7. My first half bets are IU Indy first half plus 6, Providence first half plus 5, Detroit Mercy first half plus 3. And then additions here at this point. Will Rondo in the house, man. Respect. At this point, it was Ryder. Because I bet Rice during the show at plus 6. That line hasn't moved. There was no need for that. I haven't put that out on X yet. So that's my action there. In NBA, what did I just bet? So let me go with my action. I've got the over 217 in Sacramento, Boston, and I have the Celtics minus 12. I bet Blazers plus 8 earlier today. So those bets have been made. I am adding the under in Raptors Magic. I'm moving on some totals, but something I've been trying not to. And look at JP. He's going to be there with us, man. It's going to be fun. Good question asking if Jose will wrestle the midgets. I'm going to message, Slaughter. We should get you to wrestle one of them, right? Wouldn't that be just the greatest?
You know what? Hand up. I'll disagree on this one. I don't think I need to wrestle one of the midgets out there.
I think that you should. I think that we should make sure that your job's on the line for it too. So
hand up. I will decline, but I respect it. I'll consider my options here. You guys need the poker dealer. If I die via hand of midget, what are you guys gonna do?
It will be the greatest story in history. That's why when we were in Miami, low bag some of the champions, and you couldn't go swim. There's a shark out there, and I went out and swam because that's how I want to go out. That's a story. And if you were to die from a midget wrestling, that's how you want to go out. Don't you want to be revered?
I'd rather be eaten by a shark.
No. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We'll talk to Slaughter and make it an issue. Celtics and the over. Moved on here with you guys. Already on the Blazers, as I said. Spreadsheet play of the day from our Ronnie Crawford, Princeton in college basketball, which I'm still interested in Princeton. I'm going to go over it one more time. Also, and if you're listening on headphones at work, turn it down a little bit because the spreadsheet play today in the association is the Utah Jazz. Molly needs a birthday pick, 34 today. The birthday pick from Wine Time is the Magic. That was his 2-unit spot. For me, God, I think it's Blackhawks first period. Outshot 44-20, completely embarrassed. They get a chance to play again immediately. Blackhawks first period. The second spot that I almost said is the Celtics. I think they smash and grab. So, and happy birthday to Molly. Much love. From our guy, Justin McKelvey, we talked about the Blue Jackets team total over 3.5. Lakers team total over 119.5 is Stacks number 2. Shout out to our guy, Justin.
Stacks.
We have the Goracle on a Michigan-Nevada parlay. We have Billy Friedrich on UL Monroe plus 11.5, Akron minus 11.5, Siena minus 8.5, Charlotte minus 6. So we're heads up there. And then Wright State minus 2.5. Spooners on Iona minus 2.5, Michigan State moneyline, Wright State minus 1.5, Grand Canyon and Harvard. Dougie Wise, free bands, the Pelicanos, 9 Legacy. We have Sacred Heart, Dayton, Providence, and the flank state play today is the Lakers. It's also on Grizzlies, Pistons, and Cleveland State. There we go. Dutch Boy Fresh on Pistons first half and full game. Shout out to Dutchy. And that is our show for today. I'm pumped up. I got bets to make. We need a night tonight. Man Bear Pig leading UNLV in college basketball tonight. Turnbuckle Tommy says that Raptors being disrespected. This is a team that technically is in a 3-way tie for second place in the East. Only lost to begin Knicks and Boston. Magic middle of the pack. I agree. It's wild. And I'm still working with it, Tommy. I've not made my second futures yet. I only have that Spurs that I'm riding with Jose on.
Yep.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm happy with their progress so far. They look like a young team, but hopefully those things will get ironed out.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of I got a lot of hope for them. 40 Kid, thank you, Tommy, Man Bear Pig, J Peasy, Rez Mob, Steady Mobbing, got to keep them saturated. The Godfather, Nasty Nate. Nate says we'll be fine, but we do want a dealer. But he says we'll be fine. Force Yankee JJ, thank you, man. Spenny Penny Bombs, the Wager Detective, Brennan Gregory, Lamont Williams, Ronnie Lofton, Stand on Biz, Man Bear Pig Coin. Thank you guys, man. Jacob Wilson signed 7-year, $70 million extension to remain with the A's. What do you think their name is going to be? I guess the A's.
I thought they were going to run back Aces twice and just do Las Vegas Aces for both teams, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I guess they can still just be the A's, but it can't be the Athletics. So that's where Las Vegas A's. That's probably what they do. But
yeah. The stadium's going to be built right in the middle of the strip, so that's going to be hilarious to look at.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, MGM's right across the street from it.
Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get this money. Tommy says, best of luck, D. Jensen. Thank all of you for all that you do. Says, hate that Justin McKelvey couldn't be here today. Love hearing his takes on NBA. Let's smoke them. Thank you guys so much. Jose, my man, can you please bless our action and lead us in? And we need another day of LJ, closing the show with LJ. LJ back home, dealing with a concussion. He's banged up. But he's on the mend, and we love him dearly. Great news. LJ's home and out of the hospital. Let's close the show with LJ. And Jose, can you take us home, my man?
Yep. Good luck, everyone. As always, JPC, I look forward to seeing you.
The site is down
here.
that we use for the races.
Yes,
So-
we have to figure out something else. I have to figure out like a wheel or something like that.
Is it not coming back, you don't think?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know, but
Well,
we'll
we have
figure out.
we have a problem here in Ned's name, but when we figure it out, we thought it would just
Hopefully.
come back, but
Yeah, hopefully they'll be back for Palooza.
yeah, let's see if we might actually do it.
Yeah, you say that, I just don't believe it every
It's a
time.
little different now, not being in round 1 with all the games going on. Sweet 16 means there will be a little more time.
Yeah, you don't play that fairy tale shit, as you say.
Well, I'm drunk.
That's what drunk Jimmy says when I bring it up. Oh, don't fucking play that fairy tale shit. What the fuck? Like, I just spit in his mouth, basically, when I asked, what to do the horses? Fuck that. But good luck, everyone. Turnbuckle Tommy, Swag, thanks for all the shit you do in the background. Saturated, I hope you call your buddy that you trust. And you made me look like a fucking asshole in front of my friends. I hope you give him shit about that.
Well, maybe it's
Saturated,
real,
40
by the way.
kid, Man Bear Pig. Shout out to you guys. Everyone come to Palooza. Shout out to LJ. Let's Leche, Elos Bookmaker.
From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair.
Pub Sports Radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H. I stack green like Boston, shout out to Nasty Nate. From down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Gabby Cap. Fly out to Denver for the Nugget fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Profit. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Connor Mack. Call up Dutch boy, cause you know we stay fresh. What's the strain of the day, homie? Watch the daily sesh. Roll up a paper plane, light up a Sparky. If I need a strikeout prop, we gon' holler at Sharpie. Cross over to the West Coast and holler at Fam. If we talking NBA, I got to hit Trot Wham. Always tapping in, money's what we trust. If I need a team total, gotta hit Nut Flush, cause I'm fishing for bait. Smoking straight to the chest. Gotta fly out to the Beta, homie, Moose Money Bets. From bookies to West, cash and checks what we do. Cause I'm who banging with Boss and the OG Ragu. If we need it under, I gotta hit Noli Knowles. If I land on my prop, I gotta holler Big Show. Now we back to the East Coast for Nicky Fish Tanks. We watching UFC, keeping money in the bank. Die Hard and Danny Betts and the whole damn crew. Nick's the only guy I know can drink a brew or buy his shoe, but hey, that's what he do. It is what it is. I can't forget that Jersey boy, that homie Billy Briz. If I need an ice pick, I go to Ontario, holler my ice guy, Ian Bobino. And if I need some advice in trying to cash, tune into Peter Loshak and Jimmy the Bad. And hit that like button, make sure that you smash it. The famous words of Razor Sharp Picks, cash it. I'm on my poker shit, stacking my chips. If we ever lose a bet, man, we never gon' trip. Cause I'm Mike Knight M, Pimp Slap Player of the Day. Ron Crawford spreadsheet, what more can you say? It's how we stay paid each and every day. Can't forget about the producer, say hey Jose. Tell your mother, your father, your son, and your daughter, cause nothing's going down without the Don Jeff Slaughter. All you low baggers, hold it down in the chat. If you missed all that, the remix will be back. Yeah.